Greetings, chess fans. We're continuing our coverage from Paul Keres Memorial here in Pärnu, Estonia. This is the second day of one of the most important chess events, not only in Estonia, but Baltic countries. Pärnu is one of the most scenic cities in Estonia. Like, we have the Baltic Beach several hundred meters away from the playing venue. We're playing in a spa resort, so all the perfect conditions for players to enjoy the last bits of summer and play a tournament honoring the legacy of Paul Keres. My name is Arturs Neiksans, I'm Grams from Latvia, and I'm joined with Women International Master Margaret Ode. Margaret, it's great to have you back.
Yes, it's great to be back. Good morning. And I'm sure we're going to have an interesting day today.
Yeah, I mean, we do have double rounds today. So that's the beauty of this tournament. The entire festival runs for 7 days. So first there's going to be classical tournament. Yesterday we already had round number 1. And today is going to be round number 2 and 3. So the round already has started because we made a decision that we are going to start the coverage 1 hour inside the round, so that we don't really have to focus on the boring stuff in the opening phase, etc. Just kidding, it's double rounds, it's really tough, but we're still gonna get a lot of fun. And and the other game is gonna be, I believe, what was it, at 5 p.m. or 4 p.m.?
4 p.m. the games, and we start at 5.
We start at 5 p.m., so we're talking Estonian time, so that will be Central European summertime, 1 hour before. Yeah, 1 hour less. All right, so let's check what do we have in the cards here. As you can see, we are following the main action, the Keres Classical Open, which is a very strong open tournament. 1800 ELO is at least required. Maybe, Margaret, you could tell a bit more about the tournament because you are the organizer and you've been within the team starting this February.
Yeah, basically. So, we decided to divide it into 2 different tournaments. We have the Classic A, where, as you already mentioned, you need to have a rating 1800 plus, which mainly is because then it gives a better opportunity to maybe achieve some norms for some people wanting to get them. And then we have Classic B for maybe young players who want to improve, but also just some people who are coming here for a vacation and they just want to enjoy some chess as well. Yeah, as we mentioned, it's 9 rounds. So with the classical event, we will finish on Saturday morning or afternoon then, but with 1 round. And the players have 90 minutes with 30-second increment. But with double rounds, you can't have any extra time really after move 40. So
yeah, we have had this actually. It's really tough for the players. I know that my friends in United States, they're gonna say, "Oh, but we over here we play 3 rounds a day." I mean, I think it's, to be honest, a bit too much, right? Yeah. I think it's very difficult to recover from those 2 games. I mean, it really depends how much time you're spending, but assuming you have a long game and sometimes you have no time to rest, to recollect your thoughts, and there's immediately the next game. So this is essentially the test for the fittest.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, maybe in the lunchtime you have just enough time to have lunch and maybe prepare for, 15 minutes, but maybe not more if you have a very long game.
Ah, right. So this is, as you can see, the format, and this is the reason why they're actually here. So if you want to get a chess professional to participate in an open tournament, you offer them a decent prize fund. And in the Keres Memorial, we have 16,000 euros in total allocated for the prize fund. As you can see, the lion's share is going to go for the main open tournament A. The first place is going to walk away with a very decent 2,200 euros, and pretty much up to the 6th place. Those are very good prices.
Yeah, and I think maybe another thing to mention is that we've really tried to also have decent women prizes every year and this year we also have a lot of women players actually, also in the Open A tournament.
You think that's the reason?
Maybe, but well, we hope that this motivates them. Yeah,
and also see that in the B tournament there's some very, very good prizing. And me being, of course, one of the fellow players from Latvia, neighboring country to Estonia, I think you're doing a wonderful work with those prizing. And we also used to have one very serious tournament, Riga Techno University Open, in case somebody's wondering why there was no RTU Open this year. Unfortunately, it got cancelled at the last minute, but the rumor is it's coming back next year.
Yeah, let's hope so.
Yeah, I'm also hoping, and that was originally, I understand, the plan that people will play in Riga, and then they would go to Pärnu, and now it's just Pärnu. Anyway, so quite a lot of at stake here, and this has attracted the sharks. So we have the leading players from both the countries, even from some more exotic countries. The players have decided to participate. I suppose we're going to talk about it a bit later. And here is the schedule of the event. Not really a live stream schedule because, as already mentioned, we're starting 1 hour already inside the round. So this means we are going to have immediately a lot of action from the get-go.
Yeah, and as we can see from the schedule, it's going to be pretty tough, yeah? Today we have 2 rounds, tomorrow as well. Then Thursday, okay, we can't call it the rest day, but the morning is off. So
what was the reason, by the way, why it was exactly Thursday?
That is a good question, but I think you have to decide something, right?
Yeah.
If you have, it would be either Wednesday or Thursday. So maybe the logic is that you still have more energy in the beginning, so you can go with 2 rounds a day. And also probably by round 6, there are going to be some very serious pairings. They will have more time to prepare.
Actually, Margaret, we had the same thing in Latvian Championship. So this was April, May of this year. We had to play Latvian Championship, whatever the reason. I mean, we're fighting for the place in the World Cup. Anyway, and we also had a double rounds. But just because of the oddities, what happened in the early rounds, all the critical fights between the leaders happened like in the first 5 rounds.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it doesn't always work like that.
Yeah.
Like, I know that, normally the leaders are fighting out in round 6 and 7. No, we already fought out everything in round 3, 4, 5.
Okay, so that's interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe it depends on how many people you have participating.
Yeah,
right?
we had less. I think we had like 40, 50.
That's still a very decent amount of players for a national
Yeah, but
championship.
I think there were some unexpected results, etc. And yeah, it is what it is. Anyway, let's go immediately to the action, because as we already announced, the games are well underway, and as you can see, we already have some crazy action. This is the game of the top seeded player, Valery Kazakowski. He's playing against a talent from Latvia, Arturs Stomachovs. And by the way, speaking about Latvians, I'm very happy to see that there's about 20 players who decide to come to Pärnu.
Yeah, definitely happy to have a lot of Latvians here.
How many Estonians do we have, actually?
That is a good question. I haven't really counted, but I'm quite sure that in the tournament A, there are more Latvians than Estonians.
You hear that?
Yeah. But maybe Latvia is close, so...
Yeah, Latvia is like 2-hour drive from Riga. This, by the way, is very often I'm noticing it in Pärnu. You walk the center of Pärnu, there's a lot of Latvians.
Yeah.
Like, even not just related, when I'm coming, I just love Pärnu. Being not only passing through, visiting the city on many occasions, like there's, as already mentioned, there's a lot of spas, nice hotels, very beautiful beach, amazing and pricey restaurants. So perfect place to spend the summer here. So yeah, Latvians are coming.
It is summer capital of Estonia, so not only Latvians, we have a lot of like
it's like tourists. An unofficial name, summer capital?
I'm not sure if
okay.
we call it
quite officially. Call it like that?
Yeah, we quite officially call it the summer capital of Estonia.
All right, look at that. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay, so Margaret, what is your relationship to the Benoni?
Well, I played it with white, but not this exact system.
Yeah.
But it is, I realized it's maybe more complicated than it seems. You look at it with a computer, you see, okay, everything is good with white. It should be great. You're like almost, not winning, but having a decent advantage. And then you play it. It's not that easy.
Yeah, the opponent doesn't resign immediately,
Yeah.
or somehow he keeps fighting. Yeah, I mean, yeah, historically the Benoni always has been a very sharp, kind of dubious continuation. It was championed by some very dynamic players, like I would immediately recall Gary Kasparov used to play it. Then from the modern times, already maybe not so modern times, Vugar Gashimov. Unfortunately, he passed away due to illness. Like, when was this? Like 10 years ago, maybe more. He was a super GM and basically the only one who was playing the Benoni at the highest level. But still, I mean, the word is at the GM level, I think that it's very risky choice. What do you think?
For sure. If the opponent is also well prepared, knows exactly, it's risky. But I think that's why usually stronger opponents decide to try it out against weaker one. But this time we have the opposite way around, yeah?
Yeah. And, you know, I love the fighting spirit of Stomachovs. So he's a young, positive guy. Actually, I had a chance to lead a masterclass for the Latvian kids. Last Friday, there was a training camp of 5 days. All the leading Latvian Grandmaster coaches, they were taking part of it. So we're like really prepping them for the main events coming later this year, like the youth championships, etc. And Arturs was one of them. And he always left me an impression that he's really into chess. He enjoys it. But, you know, when I'm going to see him after this round, probably depending on how it's going to turn out, I'm going to listen against GMs. The Benoni, not the Benoni, but modern Benoni, it's a very risky choice. I'm not sure you want to do that.
Yeah. Maybe you get the opening surprise, but against the Grandmaster, he's prepared. The surprise is not going to pay off, maybe.
Yeah, because I can tell how I would feel if I was Kazakowski. I was like, perfect.
Yeah.
Because it's like you don't really have to fight for the opening advantage. And this is, by the way, maybe, I'm not sure the viewers, you can relate to this. I've got this question so many times. People are asking me, what should I play against Alekhine defense? What should I play against English defense, b6, bishop b7? What's the way to play against the Pirts? I mean, come on, guys. Like, you already get the center. You're figuring it out. So I think there's like big problems with symmetrical positions like e4, e5. How to break the Berlin. How to break the Italian opening. How to beat the Queen's Gambit, the Klein. There's very, very tough choices. And then somebody comes at me with the Benko or Benoni. I'm like, hooray! Of course, I'll take it because I know the tension supports my position.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, let's see what happened.
Yeah, this is a very common way to respond, and Stockfish especially really like space advantage. That's why don't be surprised that d5 is also the top choice of very good players like Kazakowski. I think actually it does make sense for Black to go for these positions with delayed Benoni. Like there's an idea to play g6, bishop g7, d6, and then sometimes play e6, and white is not always able to set up the ideal Benoni. And I think the reputation of the line is that this particular line is quite dangerous for Black.
Yeah, I'm not sure with this exact line, but I mean, there must be a reason why Valeri went for it and went for it quickly, right?
Yeah. Yeah, this bishop b5, knight e7. Could be already some e5 problems immediately. Like bishop d7, I'm going to play e5, and potentially your knight has nowhere to go. So knight e7, bishop d3. Yeah, this looks really odd, right? Because white played bishop b5 check. Yeah. And now he's like, okay, I'm moving again with the bishop. How would you, Margaret, explain this to the casual viewer? Why title players are allowed to do this, and why for casual players, this is like a big no-no?
Okay, I think it depends on if you have a concrete idea, right? If you're just moving twice with the bishop, it's probably not a good idea. But in this case, he was also provoking Black to go back with his knight.
Yeah.
And now if Black would go back, knight f6, then white won a tempi, right? So he's probably not going back. And white is arguing that this bishop stands on a better place there.
Yeah, this is like a really great explanation. And I think also there's this idea, let me just put it on the board, you have to be tactically very aware. For example, knight of 3 should castle bishop d3. If I'm not terribly mistaken, there's a move b5.
Yeah, that's what usually happens in Benoni. When you don't expect it, you think I've got it covered, it comes.
Yeah, and there's all kinds of stuff like this. Yeah, queen a5 check, knight c3, there's bishop takes on c3, queen takes on b5, and the white king is kind of in trouble because white can play bishop a6 here. So bishop b5, bishop d3 is actually a precaution against any b5 idea because the pawn on e4 is now well defended. Okay. So these moves make perfect sense. Rook e1 was played very quickly. I suppose e5 is the big idea at some point. a4, stopping any b5 ideas. a6, bishop e3. Rook b8, black insists on b5. Look at that. So why did not play a5? I would have thought this is like an automatic response, and yet sometimes this counterplay at the b file is pretty significant.
Yeah, now you have to try to defend the b2 pawn, so...
Right. Some rook b4, some knight b5. So Kazakowski decided not to do that, not to stop b5. And after b5, followed immediate counter-strike in the center. e5, wait a second, it's a pawn sacrifice, is it?
Yes, if I can count the pieces correctly, it looks this way.
Does he want to play a5? Like, I think this is the common way you play this. And I will play here.
Yeah. Okay, so you're also kind of ready to sacrifice the d5. White.
Am I?
Not sure.
I was not ready to do that, but maybe I'll have to.
Okay, I mean, if I go b4, then...
Okay, this is maybe a bit too much. Yeah, like there's could be even this and this. Yeah, it's too much. Too much. But yeah, I mean, it's also possible that white can even take on e5 and respond with some bishop g3. Black is a bit underdeveloped. And what kind of surprises me is that Kazakowski played e5. And now he's thinking.
Yeah.
This is a bit strange.
I mean, I think he's probably considering the f5 move. Because it's also something you don't think as black, right? You think, oh, I take, he has to take automatically. And then it maybe comes, but if it's tactically like refutable, then...
No, but I think the logic suggests if you play e5, you have already made up your mind.
Probably, yes.
And why would you stop it right now? I think that I'll be sitting here, okay, like I don't really have to play e5.
Yeah.
But let's say I decide to play e5 and there's a knight e4 incoming. Most likely black's gonna take it, I'm proceeding with the next move, right? So that's the logic. So why is he thinking right now? Maybe there's more than one choice.
Yeah, maybe he's just including d6
has
some kind of an idea, just so that like I'm not...
And knight e5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, engine doesn't quite like it, but it's not easy. Also notice, Margaret, he basically didn't spend any time.
Yeah.
So if he had like 1 hour 20 or 25, this suggests that he knew this up to a certain moment. And Rook e1 also, I saw him earlier that he played, this was done very quickly.
Yeah.
And maybe there's something he quite doesn't recognize. Or it's typically like this. For example, it could be a case like here black was supposed to do something else. According to the theory, for example, I might be wrong, black has to play c4 first and then take on e5. And now suddenly black does take on e5 and you're like, wait, this is not supposed to happen. So what do I do here? Right? It could be something like this.
Yeah, so maybe he thinks there must be a concrete refutation, but trying to figure it out. But I'm not sure there is something super concrete, right?
Yeah, me neither. Yeah, anyway, the game's getting really sharp. By the way, our video feed
We will call it the work in progress.
it's a work in progress. It's still coming. It was supposed to be here yesterday. It was supposed to be here this morning. There's still some technical glitches. We did get the feed from the venue. There's a very, very nice overview, but we could not make it work to show it to you. So we are gonna try to fix it for round number 3. And if not round number 3, round number 4, round number 5, etc.
Yeah. If we fix it, then
We'll fix it until the very end. You'll get to see. You'll get to see. I know that obviously coverage with the live feed from the playing unit feels a bit different.
Yeah.
All right. Do we move on?
Yeah, let's check something else.
All right. Board number 2. So, Henry Lelma, a FIDE master from Finland, is playing against one of the tournament favorites, Sebastian Bogner.
Yes.
What do we have here? I'm getting some Queen's Gambit vibes.
Something. Yeah. I'm wondering how the pawn got to d5.
Right. It looks like this something very similar to the famous game of Elizabeth Harmon against Borgov. What was his name, actually? I forgot. Borgov, the world champion.
Bad with names, so.
Some Vasily, probably, or Sergey. I don't remember. Yeah, I'm talking about the Netflix TV series, obviously, where the young protagonist plays the final match against the world champion. She beats him, by the way. I think it was something very similar. Yeah, we have to check, right? What was it?
Yeah.
All right. Queen's Gambit declined. Wait, my nose is a bit running. Have to pardon me. I got a bit cold in the past days. I mean, you do have a great weather here.
Yeah.
In Pärnu, but yeah. All right. So bishop b4, the Nimzo.
Yeah.
d5, queen a4. This is the Rogozin. So it started from the Nimzo, then it turns out to Rogozin. This queen a4, knight c6. Look at this. e3 should castle. Typically, white plays something like queen c2 here. And the way I understand it, I'm not like a super huge expert of this line, is that black typically wants to play stuff like c5.
Yep.
c5, knight c6, queen a5, some counterplay against the pawn on c4, the knight on c3. So that's why white says, I want to get your knight on c6, because now for you it's going to be a bit more difficult to play c5. And typically in these positions, instead, black goes for the e5 idea. Yeah, so he tries to use the strength of the knight. So e3 was played. Don't ask me why not something else. Like, I don't remember. Was there some bishop g5? I think mostly people play e3 here. There's like some immediate things going on in the center, so you gotta protect it. And I think it was queen c2, but bishop d3 is something else.
So he's willing to lose the tempo, yeah? But...
Right. Bishop d6. And e5.
e5 immediately.
Yeah, now the white queen on a4 doesn't really do anything good. So what was it? I think it was like this. I think there was a reason why you have to play queen c2. Because now, this idea, if you take it, you take on c4 in one go. And then bishop d6, e5, of course, black can still do this, but your queen on c2 stands simply better. Right? That's the logic. So maybe Henry just mixed up something. I mean, his position is not really terrible, but black manages to use the knight on c6. White did close the position and decided to play h3, which is a mistake.
Okay, so he was afraid of some bishop g4, or?
some Greek gifts potentially, maybe. Yeah.
Immediately, yeah.
Right. So this is the current position.
Okay. As long as I think that the black is able to protect their e4 pawn, it looks good for black. My bishops, I like the bishops looking at the king side. Maybe I'll try to reorganize my e7 knight.
Right.
First, do I need to protect it?
That's a very good question, because the spin looks very
Yeah.
deadly. Pardon me, I'm gonna blow the nose, yes. Yeah, so how do you defend the pawn? Maybe you don't defend it at all.
I go like rook 8. I think it defends it.
Indirectly.
Yeah.
Takes.
I have to take once, I guess.
I
Right?
suppose.
Now I will bring my knight.
And the question is where? I mean, there could be some exciting lines like this.
Oh,
You know, why do I notice this? Because I thought with 9g6. Ah, this, by the way, also looks pretty good.
yeah.
This was your idea, I suppose. Yeah,
That's
I mean,
what I wanted to get, but I
yeah,
didn't think
but
I
I
could do it
immediately-
this way, other way around.
I'm seeing some fancy stuff immediately. So I noticed there might be knight c6 with the idea to beat bishop d3 with knight b4. And if you take it, there could be some tactics.
Yeah.
Some queen g5, checkmate stuff.
I one tempo like with queen b3 or try to drain my own threats. Yeah.
Yeah, there's quite a few threats, and black could be
Want to
having.
sacrifice?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I was hoping you won't do that. I'm
Yeah.
not sure how to protect the g2 pawn.
Yeah, g3 is bishop g3.
Yeah.
I mean, you can take on f7. I don't think it really matters. You can take on b7. That's a checkmate. So f3, I was hoping there's going to be some queen g3.
Queen b3 maybe works.
Maybe, yeah. Okay, the engine says it doesn't work, but I mean, maybe you can use. Oh wait, I just take on
take
c6.
the c6, yeah. And I still.
But it's still not super clear, is it?
Okay.
Really, just rook e8?
Yeah, I guess I just take it, and I think it's.
Huh. Not very clear to me.
Yeah. I mean, if you don't see the immediate checkmate, you might not go for it, right?
Yeah. So maybe Lelma, he felt that black gonna do this. So black gonna play e4, and after knight e2, bishop f5, queen c2. You see, that's like a mistake according to an engine. But he was like, listen, I'm always taking on e4, playing bishop d3, and there's no way I'm in trouble.
Yeah, probably he was just calculating the concrete ideas. Should work. You can't. Like, I have exactly one move that I need to defend against the pin, and it will be fine.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. Like this rook e8 that you mentioned, it looks very reasonable. I'm also thinking, can I attack the pawn on h3? Like, can I do like this?
No, you probably want to sacrifice it.
Definitely. Yeah. Definitely. So I'm gonna take it and take on h3.
Okay, I will have to take it.
Ah, it doesn't work.
I'll take it. I'll go f4, and my queen comes to g2.
4 and queen g2. That's a very fair point. Okay. So takes and takes. Not the right way. That's why I think also Bogner is gonna spend some time.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, they've definitely been on their own for quite a while, so
I think he should be feeling pretty good about the position.
yeah.
And this position really resembles me some Kasparov variation ideas. This was, I could show you from the very beginning. This setup is very common. Like, I think it was, what was the Kasparov variation? I'll try to recall. c4, c5, knight f3. Was it knight f6? Knight f6, d4, takes, e5, knight d5, d5, c takes, a6, knight c3, bishop c5, e3, and at some point e4. Like, it kind of looks similar. Yeah, and then black is like, obviously, shoot castle, the bishop goes on d6, some knight g4 stuff, and white has the extra pawn, but yeah, like it's a bit shaky.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at this, and it kind of feels similar. So it looks similar to this Kasparov variation. I think this was called Kasparov Gambit even. Like the pawn on c7 potentially is not there. Like it actually helps black.
Yeah.
And yeah, I suppose you have to do something here.
I mean, it's definitely easier to play with black, right? You have so many ideas. You're thinking about the sacrifices that we talked about, so which also sometimes might be a disadvantage. You think, oh, I really want to sacrifice.
Yeah.
You'll think for a long time, and then you get it in time trouble. There is no sacrifice.
Yeah. So could be a fun game. Black is perfectly fine. And Bogner looks really good here. Again, I think it's a very critical phase of the game here. He has to make a big decision. And while he's thinking about his life choices, we're going to move on. Board number 3, where Nikita Meshkov, one of the tournament favorites, is playing against another Nikita. Look at that. It's a battle of Nikitas.
Yeah, and Latvia against Estonia, so...
Oh, wow.
Okay, they played a lot of moves, yeah?
How did they get here? This is not a lot. Like, it's nothing at all. I mean... Meshkov has nothing here. So it seems that this was like a very good preparation of Rychagov.
Yeah, he's usually very well prepared. Yeah. Because his father is a grandmaster.
Yeah, Mikhail Rychagov, I know him. We had a wonderful cooperation with Mikhail. I remember he was the coach of Latvian national team 15, 16. He was there for the Baku Olympiad. And I had the best memories, really, because he was very driven by helping us. And there were like moments we were like really seriously prepping for the matches. There was a very critical match against Azerbaijan. So in the team it was Shirov, Kovalenko, I was born number 3. All of us were over 26 young. Shirov, of course, was 27. And we are like testing one line. Can we do this or not? We had worked it out in a training camp. And then Rychagov was checking the lines during the night.
Yeah.
So he was doing the entire night. In the morning, like with a very tired face, he said, yeah, you can do it. And then he would be visiting us when we were playing as a captain. He was always like either reading a book or falling asleep. Yeah. So that's always the memory of me, of Mikhail, the father of Nikita Rychagov, who is Mikhail himself is highly accomplished grandmaster, now mostly a chess coach. So I'm not really surprised to see that his son also is playing really well.
Yeah, and he's, I think, like 20 years old, his son, and he's been improving.
All right, so I think we have to check what was this.
Yeah.
Which opening was this? Nikita has switched lately to the English opening. We played against each other in the Latvian Championship. Unfortunately for Meshkov, it turned out to be a disaster. Very fortunately for me, it was a really great game. He used to be mainly a d4 player, and now he is trying something else. This e4 is a very trendy continuation.
I guess the main idea is to block d5, yeah? If you go g3, usually black goes d5.
Yeah, like black typically does go for d5. This is also, by the way, my very first chessable course. I wrote it with black, full repertoire. And yeah, white typically plays either g3, e3, or there's even some smart move orders like d3 first. D3 and then g3. There's some tricks. But e4 is... I'm actually not sure what's the reputation of the line nowadays, because I think that black gets like a really fine game after bishop c5. That's what I've wrote in the course. Black wants to play d6, and there's some forcing lines like knight e5, takes, d4, bishop b4, takes, and white has like 4 moves, another than give the advantage.
Okay.
There's like queen d3, queen d4, queen f3, queen c2, yeah, like this, I think. I really don't remember what were the best. But bishop b4 is like the fighting move. So black avoids the idea of knight e5 and d4. Or maybe it's the simpler move, I don't know.
a5? So...
Wait, but I think he was supposed to go after the bishop, no? Like this. This is how they play it out in this position.
It does make some sense that you want to, as you played c4, e4, you want to exchange the bishop. Yeah.
Yeah. And then it somehow goes to something like this. It's a battle. I missed the pawn on before. Okay.
Oh.
I'm ridiculous. But this is basically what white very often wants. Like in these positions, again I missed something. No, that's good. So bishop e2, etc. Go for the long fight, etc. 2 bishops, etc. But it seems that Nikita had different ideas. Nikita with the white color in a way. a5 secures the bishop. That's a great move. h3 and bishop a3. Okay. So there were some trades. Knight d7. White has some pressure. And e5.
So he himself decided to simplify it.
Yeah, he did it himself, and he went for this position voluntarily. Okay, look at that.
Okay, so do you think Nikita Meshkov thinks he has some real push here, or you just thought it was objectively the best to do it?
Yeah, we would have to go back to this this position, try to understand what's going on. You know, I talked with Meshkov this breakfast, and yeah, he said that he's been a bit struggling with the health lately. You know, like feeling a bit under the weather last days or so, and yeah, maybe this contributes because there's like there's so many factors that contribute to your playing choices, and also yesterday. By the way, those of you who watched the broadcast, he did blunder this. You remember this? This of course. Yeah. I asked him, "You blundered?" Yeah, of course I blundered. Yeah, so I could tell. And yeah, but he's slowly recovering. Did he really have to play a5? Absolutely not. Like, I'm quite surprised.
Yeah,
he did this, but he probably was not feeling very familiar with this position, and knowing how Nikita typically plays, he's like, okay, fine, if you figure it out, then it's gonna be a draw. It's a double round day anyway. So now they're gonna play like 2 days, 4 rounds in a row, and I can definitely tell that for Nikita, like the white color, it's no longer what it used to be before, that you have to win at all costs. This is something we also talked yesterday. Yeah, that some players feel like very stressed. I have to win with that white color. Nikita has become much more pragmatic. But
maybe, maybe it's also that it's morning round, right?
Some
players are not 10 a.m. players.
Yeah, I have a rule. I'm not sure you do have your own rules, Margaret, but I have a rule. Survive until 12.
Yeah, I'm the other way around. I'm a morning person. I
really?
Don't mind the 10 a.m. rounds. I'm actually happy about them, kind of.
No.
Because everyone else is dead and I can play.
No. For me, it's like I have to survive until 12. Do not blunder until 12. Okay. So, especially in these morning rounds, so there's 12, okay, I feel a little bit better. Like I'm definitely not a morning person.
I think most chess players are not morning people.
No.
So,
Yeah, they're owls, I suppose. Yeah, they're waking up later. Okay, now the question is, has Black equalized the position? I think he has. King h8 is a bit weird move, to be honest. Like, I'm not sure I understand it, but maybe White still has some pressure here.
Maybe he was just afraid of some checks, yeah? Like, I'm not sure 97 was threatening to do anything, but
yeah,
just wanted to do it.
Just in case.
Yeah.
Maybe there was an idea.
He wanted to go queen d7?
No, queen d6.
Queen d6, yeah.
Maybe queen d7. Yeah. Queen d7 drops a pawn.
Yeah.
I think. I was thinking queen d6 to bring the other... Well, another...
Yeah.
5. Okay, queen d6, knight e7, king h8, and now there might be some problems because of the pawn. By the way, engine still says it's okay.
It makes sense you don't really want to go for that. Comparing to the position you had before. You don't want to create yourself the weaknesses if you don't have to.
Yeah, and this king h8 feels better than on h7, and there's some checks here, so queen g4. I suppose White wants to play something like rook d1, rook e1. Not yet fully equal, I would say, because I think Black also is going to have to make a pretty big decision. Does he want to tolerate the knight?
Yeah.
If he plays c6, maybe these pawns, in the long run, maybe they become weak.
Yeah. Also, what are you doing with your queen, right? I think if Black gets the queen out somehow, manages to go rook e8 maybe, tries to trade something, it should be fine, but the question is, where can you go with your queen?
Queen d6, I suppose.
You have to go d6, right?
But no, I think I would still play c6. Like, it feels very safe move to me. And this pawn, I'm always going to find a way to protect it. And where do you go? Maybe knight. Do you keep some ambitions here?
I was even thinking, but it doesn't work. Knight b6, it doesn't work, but it was...
Knight b6.
Yeah, it was a cool idea, but it doesn't work. I think you have knight a4, yeah? Now queen d4, but...
Oh!
You have knight a4, and it's...
Only one move, but it's enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I have to go back.
So yeah, I'm not really sure you go. Probably not on c3 because this is so unambitious.
And if he goes queen g4, then he probably is still thinking something about doing something on the king side, right?
Yeah. And I could play like queen d4. Oh wait, queen d4 drops the queen.
Yeah.
So let's not do that. Some queen f6 maybe, just to be safe.
I'll bring my rook.
No, I think Black is like perfectly fine here. I don't see how
they actually become weaknesses, yeah?
Yeah, like how do you exploit them? How do you get to the pawn of b6? You just don't. So it seems that Rychagov has managed to solve all the opening problems. Meshkov, at the tournament, one of the favorites, decided to go for a simpler game, but doesn't really feel like he accomplished anything, and we are going to move on.
Yeah.
Boy number 4. By the way, queen d6 was just play, but we're going to move on anyway.
Okay. Another...
Wait, is it Ilia Vovk or Ilia Haitin?
It's the same person. He changed
yeah, I know. I was very surprised to see him.
He's Haitin now, as far as I know. So, but he used to be Ilia Vovk, yeah.
Right. So it seems that chess.com hasn't changed it.
For quite a few years.
Really?
I mean, I don't know. Like, he has been Ilia Haitin for quite a few years already. So.
Right. So I of course I know him. He's a very strong FIDE master from Estonia. Played against him many times.
Yeah.
Very creative player.
I think he used to be like 2360, something like that. So, and, but he never like got to the IM level. But he still can be very dangerous.
Right. Okay. So what do we have here? Haha. The French defense with bishop d3. Look at that. So I already had a peek what they played before.
Yeah.
So Ilia played this.
Okay.
There are some tricks in this position. Bishop d3 was quite trendy some years ago. And the trick was as following. So black takes on e4. I suppose it does make sense, because if you play knight f6, I play e5.
Yeah.
This is a great move. If you play c5, I don't remember what was after c5. Yeah, maybe knight f3. I don't remember. But there was this idea, which was played in the game. D takes on e4, bishop e4, knight f6, bishop f3. And now, black used to play this c5. c5, knight e2, knight c6, and it feels that black's doing really great.
Yeah, seems logical, yeah.
Yeah, so white will play bishop e3, and if you take on d4, I take on d4, and the bishop is causing you some problems. And then black would play knight e5, try to punish you, and now came the surprise. Bishop takes on d5, queen takes on d5, and knight c3. So this used to be quite a big thing some years ago, maybe 5 years ago or so. Queen takes on g2, rook g1, knight b5, d5 something, or d takes on c5, and suddenly white is much better.
Yeah, it looks dangerous. Huh?
Yeah, so that's the trick. But yeah, again, I think at the GM level, in classical chess, it doesn't work. I think this bishop d3 is more like for blitz. Yeah, your opponent doesn't really have the time to figure it out. I'm a bit surprised to see that Ilia play this in a classical game. Even though Kanan is not an IM, he's a very strong player. Speed demon, basically, from Finland. Very good with accelerated time controls.
Yeah. Although here, yesterday we discussed that I was playing really quickly, but now he has spent quite some time. So.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he has never seen his position like before. No, but I think that the main idea here that black was supposed to do is to play c6 and e5. This is the strongest move. And then the bishop on f3 kind of makes no sense at all.
Yeah.
But he played bishop b6 and knight e7. Knight g3, yeah, I'm not a fan of what white is doing here. Rook e8, knight e2, c6, e4. Now there's got to be e5.
Yeah, I think this is what black has been preparing for, right?
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure that Kanan knew this. Like, it's like typically there's a common knowledge between the players about certain lines. For example, if I would ask you, Margaret, how do you meet Evans Gambit?
Now you have to tell me the moves, because I said I'm
you don't.
really bad
You don't
with
play
names.
the black.
Like,
Sorry.
I know that I know it, but I don't know.
So
the
e4,
moves.
e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop c4, bishop c5, b4.
Oh, I think this is the one you take, and then you go bishop e7 back, and then you go knight a5,
Exactly.
and then you're fine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like a common knowledge. Everybody knows it. Like, we're talking with some other chess professionals, and they ask them, "What do you play?" Evans Gambit, bishop e7, knight a5, right?
Yeah.
It's like why would I even learn anything else? Because there's like a proven strategy that works. I give up the pawn and I get a very healthy position. And I think also against this bishop f3, why I'm mentioning this silly example from the Evans Gambit, I think also the knowledge is you play c6, e5. Yeah, like this is not very dangerous. You play c6, e5. But once you get there in classical game, you know this, but you're like, wait, let me, try to figure it out myself, play with the move order, etc. I think in the blitz game here, Kanan would just play c6, knight e7, e5 immediately. Yeah, but now, I mean, he did spend some time. You see, like, okay, maybe I first with these moves. Okay, still I gotta do this. I gotta play c6, and you gotta do this. You gotta play e5 here.
Yeah. But
why is he not doing it actually?
So.
Knight f5?
Yeah. Maybe. Bishop.
Engine marks this as a mistake. How is this a mistake? Such a beautiful knight.
Yeah.
Yeah, but none of white's other pieces are really well positioned.
The knight on d2 is kind of on my own way, yeah.
I don't like how Ilia is playing this. Like, he played a pretty, part of me, dubious setup. And now he continued with knight d2, knight g3, which is, I think, not the ideal setup. And also, I am not a big fan of this knight e2 on c4. Like, why would you do that? I think that it should be c4, knight c3.
That would make some sense.
That's how I understand it. You push the pawns and then put the pieces behind. Yeah, like why would you play knight e2 and now c4? Because now the knight obviously better operates here, unless he has some concrete ideas with c5 and knight c4.
That's one idea. Maybe he was planning on playing without c4. Maybe he wanted to go like knight e4.
Ah, maybe knight e4.
Yeah, play for that square.
Ah, maybe like this actually. Why not? Yeah, why not this?
See, he tries to make the knight on g3 do something at least, right, as well? Because otherwise...
Yeah, actually this looks better than knight
Yeah.
f5. I gotta say. So let's say you take it, I take it.
Now where do you go with your bishop? Exactly, I was not sure which side.
Somewhere. Maybe there's d5. And suddenly white has a pretty nice position. So
that's why Toy was thinking, maybe.
That's why he's thinking. But that's also the question. Why don't you play knight e4 immediately then?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, why not this? Why do you need c4?
But maybe if his idea was to, after e5, to include at some point the d5 move, then he was thinking that he wins. He doesn't win a tempi, but he could go c4 now, right?
He could do it. I think the way black has played it, it already signals there's going to be e5.
Yeah.
Like, I think with this bishop on c8, Toivo already, like he just said, I'm going to play e5. Yeah, and he didn't go for this. Okay, it's a bit strange. There's definitely some logic, and the players have spent quite a bit of time.
Yeah, for the first 10 moves. Right?
Yeah, 10 moves only. 10 moves. But this is what happens when you have unusual opening. Yeah, let's move on.
Yep.
Like, it's weird. This is weird.
That's the conclusion, yeah?
Yeah, it's really weird. All right. Board number 5. Thomas Laurusas against Alexei Sadamovich.
Another Lithuania-Latvia match.
Yeah. All right.
Looks exciting.
Doesn't look very good for black at all.
Yeah.
Not even I'm talking about ovulation bar. I'm talking about who is going to be faster to organize the attack. And I think that very often when you're looking for a chance to organize an attack, all you need to do is take your king and move it the other side of the board rather than your opponent, which gives you a lot of freedom to do whatever you want to do on the other side. And this is what we're seeing here. I think that the white king on b1 at the queen side is pretty safe. Black is doing nothing there at the moment. In the meantime, g4 already is on the board and black is committed to g6, which is, in a chess language, we call this a hook, a target, something we can grab onto.
Yeah.
Doesn't look good for Adovich at all.
And if he tries to, I mean, I guess he has to try to create some counterplay on the queen side then.
Yeah, but not with the knight on b6.
Yeah,
I think you need a pawn on b5. You need to play b5, a4, b4, a4, b3.
But this is 6 moves. Probably don't have that much, yeah?
Yeah. Okay. Let's check how did they get there. Bishop e7.
I would not have guessed that opening.
Yeah, there's some nuances. Yeah, knight f6 allows white to go for the Kaspet.
Yeah.
Part of my arrows. So bishop e7 kind of avoids it. But now white can put the bishop on e4 instead. c6, e3, bishop f5. And yeah, this is, I think, pretty normal move, because typically in these positions, white wants to let's say black would play knight f6, white wants to play bishop d3, and make you suffer because of the light square bishop.
Exactly.
It's like, it's nowhere really, there's no good places to put it. Maybe sometimes you have to do it even like this.
Yeah.
So that's why bishop f5 is perfectly reasonable. And knight d2. And h3.
Okay. Usually the queen's gambits that start very slow, and we got to h3, g4.
Yeah, but I'm wondering about the bishop e6. Why would you do that? Ah, this is what he wanted. I mean, he wanted, to me, g4 with h5.
Yep.
Which, by the way, I'm still not sure it's so great. Because I'm going to go queen c2, long castle.
Yeah. Black is never doing long castle. Or
I don't know. No, Angel actually said this is okay, but... So his idea was to retreat.
Yeah.
So that he means g4 with h5. And now came the surprise of Laurusas. Laurusas removed the bishop to enable knight f4, and now the bishop is wrongly placed on e6. But, to be honest, Margaret... Oh, sorry. I'm already looking at this position here. Bishop e6, it just doesn't feel right to me.
Yeah. Hey, maybe if we try with like knight f6, try to make some logical moves, right?
Yeah, of course. First move. Knight f6, g4, I suppose, was the idea. And some bishop g6. And g5 is knight e4.
Yeah,
so
do immediately.
Yeah, maybe you gotta do something like this. And I think here black has to organize the counterplay at the queen side as quickly as possible. Okay, Engine doesn't like it because, I mean, I could still go for the short castle, by the way.
Yeah.
And then maybe the weakness on c6, something is gonna tell in the long run. But I also was thinking there could be a move h5 here. But then, maybe Adovich was thinking, so if I play h5, I'm stopping g4, where does my king go?
Exactly.
I like h5. I mean, h5 followed by knight f6, and then see what happens. So it's a bit of cat and mouse. I really like these games. It's like a cat and mouse game. So it's like, who's gonna blink first? So is it white or is it black? And also, white is not like having the most ideal setup. White is thinking about the long castle. Maybe white's gonna go for the short castle instead. And now Adovich played knight f6, knight f4, and knight b6. And he did not go for the long castle because of knight b5. I suppose. Even though I don't know
what happens, I will go yes to b8.
Yeah, I don't know.
It looks pretty, but...
Yeah, but maybe it's nothing. Why he didn't go for a long castle? Short castle.
That's very scary. Yeah.
No, you can't do that.
Yeah.
No, you can't do that. Like, I'm looking at this. White is so much faster than you. Like, I love the spirit, you know? Okay, let's put the king on the other side of the board and let's enter a race. This is not a race. I mean, white is simply... You think you are starting on equal starting position, but you're not. Like, white already is half distance ahead of you. So this is a sprint and black is not going to make it. So I think this entire idea of entering a race would maybe make sense. I don't know where, actually. Maybe here. So you play your long castle. Oh, sorry, short castle. And let's say bishop d3. You play some cat and mouse games here. You wait for white to go for a long castle, and then you throw the pawns. Maybe start with something like f5.
Yeah, that
like,
actually makes
yeah, it's
a lot
like,
of sense.
It's like a very reasonable move, and you ask white to define, so what do you want to do? So white goes here. Maybe you play Actually, white can keep the king in the center for the moment.
Yeah,
That's what I really love about
probably would be smart. Yeah.
these positions, right? Yeah, but this is a bit too much.
He voluntarily went G6.
Yeah.
Like, he was not even forced directly, I guess.
Even here, I think a long cast. Maybe here he was afraid of knight b5, and now you cannot play king b8. All kinds of things.
Yeah. And you don't have the bishop to protect it with. So.
Yeah, look at this. Actually, fancy idea. It's not something you see very often, but black is losing.
Yeah.
King goes here, and it's actual mate on the board.
Wow. That's really cool. Yeah.
Yes, we call this helpmate. Yeah. So long castle, short castle, king b1, a5, f3. Yeah, f3. I think f3 is a necessary move too.
You want to go h4, so
yeah.
Makes sense.
You want to protect the pawn, open up the files, and black is just slow. Like this position with the pawn on b5, maybe black could play, but with the pawn on b7, no, you can't play this.
I think you have like 3 moves, right? Because white will go h4 and white will go h5 after that.
And there's some sacrifice on g6,
Exactly.
absolutely.
So,
absolutely incoming. No, I think Laurusas, when he saw this, he was like, wow, fantastic. Thank you.
I'll have an early morning round.
Yeah.
In a few hours, I'll go sleep, yeah.
Yeah, it's like sometimes when you play this, you want to stand up. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for making my life a bit easier. Anyway, I mean, jokes aside, Alexei is a very hardworking youngster. I know him a bit. He's been working with Nikita Meshkov already for some years, and he had a pretty late start. And he won the Latvian championship under 18 once or twice. Yeah, I'm not sure. Okay. So he's one of the best in his age group. But this opening is a disaster for him.
Yeah.
It seems that Laurusas got everything he wanted.
Yeah.
All right. So the action is continuing, the viewers, and I'm running out of coffee. So we're gonna make short break. Write us please in the comments how you're doing. Hello to everybody. I see some questions, not questions, but mostly hellos from newbies, Zamzorik and Pablo. How are you doing, folks? So we'll be back with the coverage after like 5 minutes or so. We are still working on to get video feed.
Yeah, we will go and ask about it.
We're going to go and ask about
yes.
it. So in the meantime, take some refreshments, and we'll be seeing you after a short break. Thank you. We're back from the Paul Keres Memorial here in Pärnu, Estonia, following the sixth edition of the chess festival. This is round 2 of a 9-round event. We're following the main A tournament. I'm Grandmaster Arturs Neiksans, together with Women International Master Margaret Olde, and hope you're enjoying it.
Yep, I am, and I also went to see the playing hall
Okay,
during
how was
the
it?
break. It was nice. It is a lot of players, and it does feel like I really hope we will get the feed. And
Yeah,
we'll
the
see.
feed.
It is a nice playing hall, and it is a vibe of a
Yeah, the
actual big
technician
tournament.
over there came by during the break, and he said, "Yeah, I think I figured it out how to make it work, but they're gonna have to change the connection we
Yep.
have. So during the stream, we cannot do it. Yeah, so for the next round, yeah. So hopefully we can resolve. So let's maybe just jump in and see what else is happening. There's more games. This is the game we talked about briefly before the break, where Thomas Laurusas is playing against Alexis Adamovich. Adamovich's position is just a complete nightmare. By the way, I think I have selected the wrong small board. There you go. Yeah, the position is not really great for the young Latvian, but let's move on. And we could maybe check board number 6, or maybe actually you're seeing something, Margaret, that
I
you
see
would
a
like to check.
result. Maybe we want to go there.
Which one? Which one?
I think board 9. There
Board
is
9.
a result already, so
Yeah,
something
this.
fast happened.
Yeah, we could maybe check it very quickly. So the ELO favorite Daniel Fischer from Switzerland won his game in 28 moves against Stormy Kull. Seems perfectly normal. No cause for alarm. I think this is even some theory. Move 12. Not sure about this. Still pretty normal. And somehow I was experiencing some issues.
He didn't know what to do with his bishop, with his queen and rook, and
Okay. Everything fell back. There's probably some miscalculation and,
the bishop is trapped. Yeah.
Just trapped the bishop.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Like this entire sequence of, I think he changed mind.
Yeah.
He was planning to grab the pawn on c7 and realize it's not working. And why it doesn't work actually, that's the question. Probably some rook c8.
C8,
Yeah. Which I think is very obvious anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, quite a bit strange, but easy victory for Fischer.
With black pieces.
Yeah, with the black pieces, so he should be pretty happy about it. Let's move on to board number 6.
Yep.
Where Hagenpuch, one of the tournament favorites, is playing against Akaki Shalamberidze.
Yep.
From Georgia.
And I think Akaki is actually one of the players who has played most editions, because he played in 2021 when we had a round robin tournament, and then I think he has played maybe 3 more times. So out of 6 editions, I think this is the 4th one for him.
Okay.
So he's been in Estonia for many times.
Wow. Look at that. And now we are seeing that the position is about... How is it balanced actually? Because I'm seeing that black is up a pawn.
Yep.
But there might be some problems with weak pawns on e6, e7, maybe rook a1. There could be some counterplay, but I don't know. A pawn is a pawn, as they say.
Well, you have to move your king, yeah? So
Yeah, I suppose we're not going to go back anymore.
Yeah.
See what happened. And the dearest Stockfish says that white is even slightly better. Yeah, but objectively it's equal. Like, okay, what's the idea? If I play rook f6?
yeah. Okay, yeah.
I don't know. Feels... I mean, do I want to play rook f6? Maybe I don't. Actually, maybe it's actually... Yeah, like king f7. Yeah, like king f7. So where's this equality? Here? Here? Rook a6 maybe?
I guess at some point I will get the pawn back, right? And then we exchange a lot of pieces, and then we get into an equal endgame.
Yeah, could be. Also noticed that white has 11 minutes on the clock.
Yeah.
So Akaki has spent a lot of time. And does he have anything else here? Like maybe, let's say, king f7?
Queen e5, maybe?
Queen e5, but I'm gonna play queen d5.
I'm not sure. Yeah. We'll go back to g7 and back with everything.
Yeah. I was thinking I could try to trap the queen, but I don't think it's possible. e4, queen a6, the queen escapes, even queen a4, queen d7. Now you gotta do this. And rook a6 to stop black from playing a5 himself.
Yep.
So white's idea is pretty slow, but apparently there's nothing that black can do about it.
You're trying to really protect the pawn. So bring my rook, maybe.
I'll just check a couple of last moves. So this was the position. Oh, there's some trade. Okay, this is pretty normal. There's the intermezzo move. Check. Here, wins the pawn, check, and white is within the balance, apparently. Alright.
Oh, he decided to go the other way.
King h7. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I mean, if I play rook a6, rook a1, rook a7, won't you have some problems with the pawn on e7?
Yeah. It somehow seemed that the king was a little bit safer on f7, which sounds weird, right? So,
yeah. on rook a6. I think you gotta play rook a6, otherwise there's gonna be a5.
Mm-hmm.
Rook
Yep.
a6 is played. Okay, yeah, the game speed is pretty fast at this moment. Probably still about balanced. We can maybe select another game. I'm looking at the top boards.
Maybe let's check a female game. I think the only female person was Inna Kapanenka.
Right.
Who was playing, so just for a second to check that
Board
as well.
number 11. Okay, that's a great call. So, what do we have here? It looks like actually some sort of a Lekine. Hopefully it looks like a Lekine. I mean, I don't know the opening, but I recognize that in some positions, white puts the knight on d6, bishop on c4, to target a pawn. I'll just very quickly check what was the opening. Oh, it was a Lekine.
You were correct, yeah.
Yeah, I felt it. Like, I'm gonna show very quickly. Like, I thought I recognized this. Like, I play this line myself with white. b3, e5, takes, e5. You can't play knight e5 because of rook d1. So knight e7, bishop c4, knight e4. Exactly, yeah. Knight e6. Oh, rook d7. But, you know, it's very interesting because somebody said to me that the Lekine is maybe not even such a bad opening. Like, even in these lines, black does get more or less a decent game. But, to be honest, visually looking at the position,
yeah, I'd be happy with white.
Absolutely.
I have my knight on d6, that is protected. Can't face it away.
Tomas Povilaitis is playing with a white color. Sort of lower rated player. About 200 points. But yeah, he has a pretty fantastic position, and Gaponenko also has spent quite a bit of time.
A lot of time. But I think she's a thinker. Usually, she thinks a lot. The opening phase, so. Because I played with her once as
well. How did it go?
It was a crazy game, but it was a draw in the end, so.
All right. So a6, black is trying to survive. I'm thinking, how do I make a progress? It's gotta be some either b5. If we look at the position and ask ourselves the 3-question rule, what does the opponent want? I'm not sure what he wants really here. Maybe put the knight on d4. What are the weaknesses? b7 and f7, which is the worst placed piece. The rook and f1, probably. These are pretty fantastic pieces. But I'm thinking that I could get to the pawn on b7 in two ways. Like I could play bishop d5, perhaps. I'm not sure what it really does. And the second big idea, of course, is a4, b5, use the pawn majority of the queen side. So the logic is a4 is obviously under attack, so I'm thinking, can I play bishop b3? I think it looks very human, enabling a4, b5.
And now I probably have to go knight d4, yeah?
Yeah, but if you do, you open up the gaze on the pawn on f7. Could be some issues. Actually, no, Engine says no issues whatsoever. Okay. I don't know about that.
I mean, it definitely looks visually better for white, right?
Absolutely.
With this knight there. Okay,
Like,
you have two bishops, but...
Yeah. Engine always keeps amazing us with its optimism. You know, I once did this mistake. Which engine do you use yourself for your prep?
Stockfish.
Stockfish,
yeah.
Sure. Most sensible people use Stockfish. So there was a moment, and this was like 10 years ago, maybe less. There was the emergence of Komodo, the other engine.
Yep, I've heard of it.
And I thought, let me give it a try. I'm going to use Komodo. And I did some opening analysis. I was prepping for games with Komodo. And I prepped for a certain Bundesliga game against 2650 level guy. And Komodo would say, You're doing great. Like, Commodore was a big optimist of positions evaluation. And Commodore wouldn't feel the danger of the attack. And then I would switch on Stockfish, and Stockfish would say, like, White has a crushing attack.
Okay.
Yeah, so...
And Stockfish was probably more at that point, yeah?
Yeah. It already felt that the position is dangerous. But no, Commodore says everything is good. So I'm not sure I can relate to the optimism here. F4. Okay.
Some very concrete ideas, yeah?
Not the move I would have chosen, but one thing I've learned throughout the years, the chess is very concrete.
I'm not sure it's a move I would have even thought about, but... I mean, it does have some sense, right? You want to open the F file?
Yeah, but not at the expense of the bishop.
2 bishops, yeah.
I wouldn't want to do this.
Yeah.
But again, maybe it's very concrete.
It must be, yeah.
You get to the pawn.
But even...
I might sacrifice
I want to sacrifice it, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, bishop e5, probably not so much. There's going to be rook f7. We cannot take on d6.
Yeah.
Can I make some white move? Like this.
Okay, so to make anything make sense, I have to take the pawn, right?
Yeah, like probably with the rook. And I thought I'm going to take it. I don't know with what you're going to take, probably the bishop. And I'm going to play something like, approximately, something like this. Yeah, I see it's ridiculous. Thank you, dear engine. But it might be not so obvious. Even if white wins the pawn on f7, black gets some activity. But again, it's a very concrete idea. So maybe concretely here it does work. I wouldn't have played it though. I think I would have improved my position in a way. Like, okay, if knight e4 is a thing and bishop b3, like we talk about this, bishop b3, knight e4 takes, rook e1, rook d7, and I'm not sure about this. Oh wait, the bishop f8 drops the pawn. I think I would be very tempted to go for this and play a4. Then maybe I would figure it out that since knight e4 is such a big thing. Okay, there's some glitches.
Yeah.
I would have played. It's a bit stuck. I would have played rook e1 first.
Maybe it's stupid, but maybe he was also thinking that black will go f5. Like, if he plays something bishop b3, can I go f5 immediately? Or like, yeah, now f5.
Yeah, but this simply creates too many weaknesses in your position. That's a pin. The pawn on e5 is a target, so I could... What's going on? Oh, my computer is a bit overloaded. Yeah, this looks very, very dangerous for black. I don't think the black can do this. Like, it seems... Yeah, you have a pawn majority to the king side, but all you're doing, I think you're helping only white. So he played a 4, and he's pretty happy about it. Oh, what's going on? Okay, everything is good. Yeah. Hope everything is good. There's some overloaded system issues we have here. Everything is good. Second. All right. Oh. No. Wait. Everything is good. I lost the power to the computer.
Oh.
Okay, so I'm gonna make a very, very quick technical break as I attempt to fix things. So don't go anywhere, dear viewers. There's some technical glitch with my computer. I don't know what's going on, so see you in a bit. All right, we're back. Technical issues resolved. Let's see what else is happening here. So this move of 4. Either way, I think it's safe to assume that white is the one who is pressing for something, right?
Yep. Have to. This night.
And there's some very concrete ideas. All right, we'll see. So in the meantime, let's select another game. This was board number 11, and I think it's time for us to go back.
Yep, I think
to
so.
The
too.
leaderboards and see what's happening there. Oh, wow. Nikita Meshkov won his game already.
Oh, wait. Okay, I see the blunder. We talked about it, yeah?
Oh, wow.
The exact blunder we kind of talked about. Yeah.
Really?
This hurts.
He blundered the queen. I mean, I think I mouse slipped when I put the queen on d4.
Yeah.
I said, yeah, you cannot do that. And
Yeah.
I cannot believe he played it like... Oh my goodness. So these were the moves. Like... King h8, rook e8, knight f4. What has nothing here?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
zero. And now I just win the queen. Very unusual.
Very surprising as well, because Nikita Rychagov, he's usually good with tactics. He's a very good rapid player.
But this is not even a tactic. I don't know what is this.
This is the first chess.com, the puzzle rush. One of the first ones you get, right?
Crazy. That's like level 1. Even before the level 1, you just show some positions to warm up, and you show this. Yeah, like, and this happening in the classical game with 40 minutes on the clock. Very crazy. So quite unfortunate for Rychagov. He's much better than this. It's just some crazy... I don't know what happened here. But anyway, for Meshkov, he's like, thank you for the free half a point.
Yeah, he was definitely not expecting to be done with a victory this
Yeah.
early, right?
And I think that this is also raising the confidence for you, because it's like you feel when your opponent is like gifting points, you're like, maybe it's fate, maybe everything is going to work well. Okay. So, very surprising first game decided. We are going to move back to the leaderboard.
Yeah.
I mean, I did want to start with Kazakowski's game, then I noticed that Nikita Meshkov has finished. So what do we have here?
This was the Benoni, right?
Yeah, now it's something else. Oh wait, white is up 2 pawns. No, black is up. Black is up 2 pawns, but white has so great dynamics here.
Do we go back with the moves?
Yeah, let's go. I'm just trying to get the first read on the position. Okay, so we left it after e5, and this was 7 moves ago.
Yeah, and we thought that we were surprised why he was thinking. Oh, that's why he was thinking.
Okay. Oh. That's a very interesting move order. So you could have taken h4, I'm gonna take on c7, then the bishop is hanging. But do you really have to play bishop f6? I suppose you do, because f6 weakens your entire king side quite a bit. Oh, I could just take on e5. And you cannot...
so, yeah. Now I will get the pawn back, and it's fine, yeah.
Yeah.
And even more than fine.
So this was a very smart move. So bishop f6, d6. And if you play knight e6, I think Kazakowski just wanted to trade the bishops, collect the pawn on e5, and oh, this looks really great.
And you have a protected pass pawn on d6, so...
Yeah. Oh, this was the idea. So that's why Stomachovs decided to be stubborn. Play knight a8, hold on to the pawn. And he was probably expecting f takes on e5, knight e5, which by the way I think is still pretty great for white. Like, why this wouldn't be great for white? I'll be looking for a forced win.
Yeah.
Like, I feel White has a very, very nice position. No, the engine says there's nothing here, but knight e4 was another pawn sacrifice. Queen f4, very human accept. Knight g5, queen h4, takes, rook e3, and bishop e7. Okay. All right.
Yeah. I mean, I would be terrified with black, even with the 2 pawns up, right? White has a threat. And I just go rook h3 immediately.
Yeah.
How is your king surviving?
I would actually say, how is your queen surviving?
Another question, yeah.
But again, it's very concrete. Like, if you take on h7, I'm gonna take on e4. And you have no way to recapture. Bishop e4 leaves the knight hanging, and knight takes on e4 leaves the rook hanging.
I will go queen e2 first. I will protect. I will threaten still the h7, but also rook f1 as a
Yeah, this also brings the question: do you need rook h3 first, or you start improving the position first? You play queen e2
first,
or you play rook h3 and then queen e2. But it feels like you're looking here for some tactics.
Yeah, you want to find the first win, right?
Right. Because again, maybe this is a surprise for the viewers. To like, yeah, but how do you know there's a forced win? Black is up 2 pawns. He's gonna figure it out. Let me tell you what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a lot of weaknesses surrounding the king. f6 square is barely covered. f7 square is incredibly weak. The queen is under some tempies like rook h3. The knight on a8 for black is completely out of the game. And all of this somehow very often adds up. It somehow adds up and creates this picture. So that's why I think here also Kazakowski, this entire sequence of knight e4, it was purely a positional sacrifice. Like, I'm not sure he even saw some very super concrete lines. Like, it just felt very natural. Queen f4, knight g5, the initiative continues, your pieces are completely disconnected. I don't think he expected queen h4, maybe he did. Include just in case opening up the a5, rook e3, and there you go. So very often when I'm talking about all kinds of positional sacrifices, I'm suggesting my students and the audience to watch the YouTube video Kasparov-Karpov World Championship Match documentary.
Yeah, I've seen that.
You've seen that, right?
Yeah, I know the clip you're talking about.
Yeah. Where Kasparov says how you calculate, right? And this is like, again, typically at the GM level, it's a mix of the gut instinct. You calculate some things, some of the things you find along the way, etc. That's why I'm smiling when somebody said, I calculated everything. I'm like, come on. Like, very often it's like a mix of a very strong gut instinct, and you calculate the most principal lines. But most of the time, you cannot calculate everything. So, how does Kazakowski get this thing done?
I think maybe he's trying to weigh the options, whether he should, as you mentioned, improve first, maybe go queen e2 first, or try to do something more concrete with rook h3.
Yeah, but rook h3 is definitely got to be the priority.
Yeah, it actually, like, it will happen, right?
Yeah. So, okay, you could take the pawn. And if I play queen e2, it feels very concrete. And when it comes to the calculation technique, you're checking the forcing moves. Captures, checks, threats. So, can I capture? That should be like the obvious move.
Yep. The first.
So you cannot take with the bishop. You have to take with the knight. Forcing moves, I suppose. The queen might be trapped. Can I play some...
You have time for c4, or are you trying to escape with your...
That's a very good question.
Somewhere.
But also, I'm not really sure I like this position from the white's perspective. Because I like the knight on g5.
It was a pretty knight, right?
Yeah. So, if this is the best I can do, queen e2 feels a bit slow. Maybe I improve on the idea. But how? Yeah, we're not using the engine, the viewers, by the way. Maybe somehow press on the weaknesses. Can I attack the weakness on f7 somehow?
Use your queen for that. Queen f1 feels really weird, but maybe you can go f5 immediately.
Yeah, maybe it is a move, but with rook h3, rook f3 ideas.
Yeah.
And you go f5, and there's some bishop c4.
Ooh.
No? I thought there's going to be something. Something. There's nothing. Like, I thought there's somehow something, yeah? Like, no, engine, of course, even worse, yeah? Like, I thought there's going to be queen f7, and rook h7, but...
Yeah. It looks good, but, you know, that's sometimes you need to calculate. This is the
Sometimes
place
you
where you
need
do
to
need to calculate it out.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I'm not seeing immediately. So things are not yet given for Kazakowski. Like, I think he feels there's something here. But if you ask me, where is it? And this is also the position that you probably you want to make sure you make the right choice. And White still has 27 minutes. But I'm not seeing, like, immediately what's wrong. The question also is, I wonder how Stomachovs is thinking about his position. Like, what's his attitude? Does he feel like he's optimistic about the position?
I have 2 pawns up.
I have 2 pawns up. I'm going to figure things out. I'm not really sure.
Yeah.
I would be very curious. Or he also feels he's close to loss, at least according to relation bar. So where is it? Rook h3 is played, and it marks as a minor mistake. No, it's a great move.
Yeah.
Ah, wait. I can just go back with the rook. I completely forgot. Yeah, you just go back.
Okay, yeah. But
Right.
Then, I mean, you still can't take the f7, I guess, for the same idea.
Yeah, but now this is so different.
It just sounds better, right?
This is so much different. Like, I think I could even try to take it. And if you take on e4, there should be a mate. How is this not a mate?
And knight is hanging.
Yeah. And if I take it, and how is this not a mate? I don't understand. Like, check, and here, and no mate.
Yep. Around equal, yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Okay, there's a draw, queen f6, queen f7, but definitely Kazakowski is looking for more. All right. So very, very sharp game here.
Yeah. And it looks like Valeri still has some work to do, right?
Yeah, like I think that this entire sequence does make sense.
Yeah.
And rook f3 was just played, and the engine says these are strictly the only moves. Yeah, I didn't really see this rook h3, rook f3, but and now the question is, now what? So either way, I think we can agree that the rook on f3 stands better than on e3. And there could be some...
So, if we're thinking the same logic, do you want to still try to protect the e4? Or, like, does black still want to take the e4 and drag your knight to go back, right?
Yeah, I think I'm annoyed with the knight on g5. f5, I think it's too much optimism here. There's definitely going to be something wrong off a queen e3, but like taking on e4 and forcing white to retreat, that will be on top of my things I want to do. All right, so queen h4 is played, and Kazakowski is still thinking about his choices. We are going to move on to the second board. We also haven't checked it for a while. Well, Henry Lelma is playing against Sebastian Bogner. Oh wow, things have changed quite a bit lately.
And they've also made quite a lot of moves, right?
And if my first impression is correct, I think we're seeing a sacrifice on the board.
Okay, so
Because white has an extra piece.
white, yes, which probably was sacrificed, right?
Yeah.
In order to try to do some checkmate.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right. So I'm just curious, how did they get there?
Yeah.
This was the position, remember?
Yeah.
We talked about this.
And we were kind of happy with black, right?
Yeah.
We liked the ideas.
Uh-huh. Look at that. Bogner played c6. And knight c6. Looks perfectly reasonable. With e1, queen e7, white decided I cannot touch the pawn. It's too risky. Knight f1, rook c8. Okay, looks a bit weird. b3, bishop h5, and there came the fireworks.
But I guess the whole bishop h5, rook g6, bishop h5 idea was played with that. Got it in mind, probably.
Yeah, white basically maybe already didn't have any choice. I mean, maybe he did have a choice. Play knight g3, then black to play h5, h4. So he decided to do this. Queen g5, f4. Takes, knight e5, queen f4, and queen g6. So this is the current position we have on the board.
Okay, well, makes sense. Black didn't want to exchange the queen, right?
Right. All right.
Now you're dealing with the pin. You need to move your queen again, probably, with white, because there are some pretty strong threats with the knight.
Like knight x on g4, the
Yeah.
bishop on b8.
Exactly.
And what happens if I play queen f5? You just take it. You can't do this.
Yeah.
That's a problem. So Lachtelma's choice is perfectly understandable. He wants to get rid of the queen so that he can take the on h5. But now queen f5 doesn't work.
And where else are you going with your queen?
Right.
You go to... Yeah, you can't go to d4, you'll wander a fork. Right.
Can I play some knight g3?
Yeah, I will
Like somewhere, yeah?
take somewhere, I'm not sure where yet.
I'm not there.
But I would, yeah, I think the g4 would have... I want to give the mate, yeah?
That was kind of my idea. Take. I have a piece.
After all those trades.
No, I didn't even calculate all of this.
Yeah.
I thought it's something I would want to do. I would want to cover the G file.
Yep, no, that makes also a lot of sense, yeah.
I suppose black, of course, can just take on G4. And enable knight f3, the rook on d1 is under attack.
Yeah, and then knight f3 is also winning the queen, kind of, right?
Right. So knight g3 doesn't work. And this is a threat. And this is a threat. How do you even stay alive here? So I would probably use the elimination method. Like, queen move? No. Probably no. Bishop move? No.
The only way if you want to like sacrifice the piece back, but I don't think...
How do you even do that?
I'll take f7, you take with the knight, queen f5, but I mean, I still can't go queen f5, right?
Yeah,
so
you still can't do it.
Yeah, so it's, I give the piece back and I'm still suffering, right? Not getting mated, but suffering.
Yeah, like I only think I can be thinking about is that black could have some background issues with the bishop on b8. Maybe white can organize some counterplay because of this.
So...
Wow. Some queen d4, but there's knight f3.
Yeah, exactly. That's that's my first plan, but
yeah, it doesn't work. Maybe it's some quiet rook d5. Like, I'm seeing some rook g5, rook h5 stuff.
That's a nice move. And if you take on c4, then I will take with the queen, yeah? take it with my queen.
Of course, I saw this. I did not see this. I mean, actually, there's even bishop h2 check and you take on c4.
Yeah.
So the back rank doesn't work. So the big idea was queen c4 and
Yeah, I missed bishop
d8. Yeah, I'm not seeing any defense for white. Yeah, according to an engine, let me check what this engine say. White has only one move, not to lose on the spot, which is rook d6.
Ooh, that's tough.
And even like rook d6, knight d6,
And I take the bishop.
and go here.
And then
You're still suffering. Like
yeah.
knight c4 takes, rook c4, black has two rooks, 2 pawns.
Yeah. And all white's pawns are weak, right? So.
Yeah. But it's not losing, like white can play h6 and it's still a game.
Yeah, you still have your bishop and your knight, so.
Yeah, maybe in the long run even fight for something more. So this is actually pretty interesting. Okay, let me switch it off.
You mentioned the elimination method. Maybe this is like the only way he will get here is with using the elimination method.
Otherwise how?
Yeah.
Like I think that you realize, okay, knight x and g4 is a problem. So I would use the elimination method. Queen, no. Like every single square I'm going, I'm losing. Bishop, no. Knight. Okay, I would be thinking about knight e6, maybe. What else? Knight g3, it tactically doesn't work because of bishop g4. Knight h2.
I mean, you also probably can take on.
Same here, or take on c4. No, no. It's only rook d6, really.
Yeah. Unless he's just thinking he's completely lost. Has no.
Yeah.
But you still try to find the best defense for it. So.
But actually, what's the difference between rook d6 and knight e6? Let me just put it on engine. Knight d6 could be also a move. Yeah, knight e6 is also a move, which might lead to the same position, but here the point is black doesn't have to take. He can play bishop g4. Threatening bishop takes on d1, discovered check. So, yeah, this is the move. But let's say if I take it and take it, what about if I take here on g4? Oh, wait, then I just take the knight. Yeah. And also there's nothing to attack on d1. Okay. We figured it out with the help of engine.
And now Henry has to do it on his own.
Yeah. Rook d6 is going to be very, very difficult find for him.
Yeah. Maybe he'll think about knight d6, figure out it's not going to work, and then we'll get there. But I mean, it's still really difficult. Yeah.
I mean, I gotta tell you, Margaret, that it just doesn't jump to my attention.
Yeah.
Like maybe because of this elimination method, rook d5. There you go.
Yeah.
He played this nice move and it doesn't work.
Yep.
So he did not figure it out, and rook d5.
So he blundered what I blundered. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bishop h2.
Wait, knight c4, queen c4 is going to be bishop h2.
Yep.
We talked about this.
Maybe that's And if you can't take it, then you're just...
maybe he wants to go here. If you take it, you have 2 pieces under attack. Oh! I switched on the engine. You know what the engine says? There's like strictly one move for black.
And it's not an easy one, so...
No.
But that is cool. Yeah.
Bishop e5. What's even the idea? So, you have no way to save the rook.
I mean, your queen is hanging if you move your rook, right? And anyways.
Like, it's under attack.
Yeah.
And the queen is hanging. Like, there's multiple threats, and after takes, because of the rook at a1, black wins. It's a very cool move. This bishop e5.
Yeah, so maybe, like, we wrote it off too early. It's actually rook d5 is a
Yeah, but even this position, I still think continues. Like, two pieces for the rook. But the king is exposed, 2 heavy pieces attacking for black. Like some queen g3. Yeah, I mean, I see, of course, the engine doesn't like it one bit, but Lachthelma's move is perfectly understandable.
Yeah.
Like, I think that if you see rook d5, it's very difficult to go for rook d6.
Yeah.
Very, very tough choice. Even a GM might not figure it out.
And probably like at that point you don't see bishop or bishop e5, like the defense as well for white. So.
Right. Yeah, and bishop e5. I'm not really sure he even sees the move.
Yeah.
We'll see, but Bogner is not doing really so well in terms of the time management. So the position is very sharp. 40 minutes on the clock. So it's gonna be fun. Yeah, let's move on. We have more games, and that's the game number 4. Ilia Vovk, actually by another name, Ilia Haiten. I think we have to ask chess.com. They fix his profile on chess.com against Nova Kanan. Some things have changed.
This was the weird French, right?
Mm-hmm. So, what are we seeing here? White has 2 bishops. Black is rock solid. Black can trade the bishops if he wants on b3. Antova has only 9 minutes, by the way. These double pawns, I don't think they matter at all.
Maybe he wants to go some knight g4 ideas to exchange the bishops that way, but try to get the black square bishop.
Right. That makes sense. Also, watch out for knight a5. There might be some problems with these pawns. Knight c5 not so much, but knight a5 could be a thing. But I liked what you were suggesting there. Knight g4.
Have to move the bishop, right? You really don't want to allow the trade there.
Maybe bishop f4.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. We'll want to trade.
What if I kind of insist I'll go knight d3? Really want that bishop.
That makes sense. So I assume I have to take it, like again without very deep calculation. And something like b6.
Yep. To also not allow you to go knight c5, right?
Yeah, but there's like literally nothing. b3, knight f1. Yeah, white is very solid. So for Kanan, it's going to be very difficult. Even try to win the game because white has done nothing wrong. Okay, I mean the knight on b3 is quite weird. But maybe he wants to play b6, c5 right now. What about this? And while I want to play b6, c5 to limit white's pieces, the knight on b3 and the bishop on e3.
Okay, so what if I go c5 myself? Will provoke you to maybe go c5? Going down?
Yeah, I just noticed I can improve my knight.
Yeah.
And bishop d4, and then whatever. Like, I'm not sure that black even has to play b5. Oh wait, the knight is under attack.
Yeah.
Right, maybe knight. Maybe rook e8.
I know you have some. Yes. Bishop.
I think I would be feeling pretty optimistic here with white. Is there, by the way, a move? Yeah, knight e3 was played. There was a trade. Bishop d3. Knight e3.
Yeah. Maybe I was kind of just trying to simplify, say, okay, make a draw, it's okay. Or
maybe a bit early, yeah, to tell.
Yeah.
Like, he has traded one of the bishops. His position is very secure. Like, I think he definitely wants to win.
Okay.
Bishop d4.
I'm trying to trap the knight, maybe.
And play rook d1. Smoke it out. That's a nice move. Like, I was initially thinking, I'm not sure I like it, but then again, it disconnects the rook defending the knight. You want to play like rook d1, put the bishop on c3, play knight e4, Somehow white doesn't have the ideal coordination of the pieces, but maybe it's good. Can I do this?
Okay, so what happens if I take 6 and I will try to claim that you have double pawns, which might not matter, yeah?
Oh, I'm gonna claim I have a knight on d3.
Yeah,
and you
I
have
like
a bad
your play
knight.
more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe there's even some a5, a4 ideas.
Yeah, okay. I shouldn't give away my good bishop.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just an idea. Like this c5. The point is obviously knight c5 drops the bishop.
Yep.
And I thought if you take it, I take on b2, and maybe I have created some weaknesses. Yeah.
And
but
if I go to c3, you're going 94.
That was the idea. That was the idea.
Yeah, I don't want to give this bishop away.
So yeah, c5, it looks logical. And I think also the window for Kanan is it's closing rapidly. Like there's not much he can do. Rook d1 is incoming. I mean, why we're talking about the window of Kanan? Because at least I'm talking. I'm speaking from the perspective of one of the tournament favorites, and you want to play for the win against low-rated opponents in the first rounds. So I think every grandmaster or one of the tournament favorites that enter the open tournament, they always want to start something like 3 out of 3. Score victories against low-rated opponents, and then you can afford to even make some draws, capitalize on the white colors. So a draw for black is not in the cards so early. So of course, I think he wants to complicate, and c5 might be it. But I'm actually seeing that the bar doesn't like it, and I think I figured out why.
Okay.
Very annoying internet move.
Yeah.
And that changes things.
Also kind of easy to miss, right?
Yeah, it is easy to miss. Yeah, if you take it, an opponent d4 becomes a liability. If you play knight b4, well, then I take on c5. So this c5 idea, it doesn't work. So I can speak from experience. Like, imagine this, you're sitting as Kanan, and I don't really know what he's thinking about, but he's sitting here. Oh, there's c5. Look at the clock. You calculate. Oh no, there's rook d1. I cannot do that. Okay, what else is there? Yeah, so very often you go through all kinds of emotions and you're trying to calculate.
And then your clock is ticking.
And the clock is ticking.
6 minutes, and
yeah, I don't think he's going to be like in a real-time scramble anyway, because he's so good with
his
blitz.
Yeah.
Just to give you an update, another game has finished. Tomas Laurusas finished the game against Alexei Stomachovs in a crushing style. He had this super big advantage after the opening, and the young Latvian misplayed things. Like I didn't like the way he played it. Not to take anything away from Laurusas, he played just a textbook game. Which game do we check next? Also, we have one draw. Board number 7. Lawrence Vittrick finished in a draw against the young Samuel Kostov.
Yeah.
I'll leave it up to you. Which game do you want to check?
Maybe quickly let's check the board 6 that we were looking for a second. Yeah, where
Shalom Beridze. Got it.
Where white took the a2 pawn. Oh, black took the a2 pawn, but the king was a bit weak.
How did black keep the pawn?
I was still rook and g4. Black decided to go for a kingside attack, which was not something we discussed, right?
Wait, yeah, we left it here. How do you not win the pawn on a7?
Oh.
So he's not in time.
Yeah. Rook a1 is g4 immediately.
g4, and there's some pressure.
That's actually really annoying, because you think that, I have a good plan, I will get the pawn back, and you have some weaknesses, and then black starts doing something very unexpected.
And that's why he played king h7.
Yeah, also that makes sense, right?
Yeah, so he clearly was thinking really ahead. So Hagen, with the black color, he had the choice to play king f7 or king h7. He played king h7 because he was expecting rook a6, and he expected to be g5, h5, g4. Really nice. So h5, he seeks the counterplay. White had to retreat. Queen d6, rook e4, rook f5. So white is down a pawn, but now black has committed to some weaknesses.
Yep.
And this is the current position, but all I'm seeing is that the pawn remains.
Yeah, that is true, but also the black king remains for now, but I would be scared for the king though.
For the black king?
Yeah, a little bit, but I mean, it's also not white. White's king is also not super safe, right?
No, I don't know. I would, to be honest, I would be looking at this and I'm thinking the black did everything he could have.
Yeah, no, I like black's plan, but
this is really nice. This king h7,
yeah.
g5, h5, g4.
Yeah.
I would have thought that there's basically no way to continue, and Poch did figure it out.
Yep. That is a good idea, but I'm still thinking like white goes rook h1, h4. I'd be a little bit scared for my king.
Yeah, try to find the mouse. It keeps disappearing. Yeah, rook h1 and h4, you said.
Yep.
And that's why Poch is training the queens.
Which makes a lot of sense, right? You're pawn up.
Yeah. And do you really reject it? Because there's another pawn under attack.
The only way to reject is going
Queen
e1.
Or no, e3 is not a move.
Yeah.
Can he still do this? Like takes, and...
e2
but no.
is hanging, yeah.
You have no time for this. So king f2.
Okay.
And if you have no time for this, then h4 feels already slow.
Yeah.
And yet engine says it's somehow still within the balance.
Yeah.
No, I mean, definitely black is the one with the advantage here. All right. Yeah, maybe let's go back to the leaderboards once again, because I'm seeing there's some moves incoming from the top board. So we're talking about the game of Adovich Kazakowski against Arturs Stomachovs. Top board. Let's see
Okay, so
what's happening here.
in this position, we were trying to trap the queen or give a checkmate, right?
Actually, some moves have been made.
Yeah.
Like we saw this.
Oh,
G3.
Mm-hmm.
Knight f7, knight g5, h6, and this is the current position.
Okay, so it's we were thinking how to do things more concretely, but maybe Valery decided to do it in a simple way. Like we were not even thinking about g3, right? But after g3, he could just pick up the pawn.
Yeah, but here I have the question: is there really no mate again? So you play c4.
Yeah.
I take. I give a check. Come on, there's definitely a mate. There's no way there's no mate here.
Yeah. Okay. Now it's like.
There's no mate.
Yep. But how are you protecting it?
Like no, I thought that I'm gonna play queen f7.
Queen f7 and this.
But h6 and g5, and somehow the queen joins the defense.
Absolutely nothing. Yeah.
Absolutely nothing. So queen b3, c4 takes, queen c4 is a mistake.
Also something you really want to make work.
I really want, because I've seen so many puzzles, like it seems like a level 1 puzzle, queen b3, queen f7, and yet very concretely here doesn't work.
Yeah, so it's good that Valery has some time to figure out that even if he also probably really wants to make it work, it in this concrete position does not.
Yeah.
But then what are you doing? Because your knight is still, I assume, kind of hanging, right?
I could sacrifice it. Like, I'm not sure I want to.
You're pawn down, so... I mean, as long as you give a checkmate, it's good, but then I have something to suffer for you.
Can I play bishop e2 here? Like, I just noticed this move.
Okay,
I want to play rook f8.
Yes, I will try to sacrifice my queen. I will...
Take on g5.
Yep.
I'm gonna give you a check.
Yep.
It's probably too much. Yeah, like,
yeah,
I'm seeing already it's too much. Oh wait, maybe not with the knight, but take the rook. Pick. Takes.
Even maybe I could have taken the e4 knight. It would have been easy.
Here, yeah? Yeah, that's logical. Yeah, I win the queen, but it's not enough.
Yeah, now I have pawns, I have pieces, I have
three pieces. So bishop e2 also not so clear.
I mean, you just came from f7, so you're not going back there. So, I mean, you're. I know you're not.
I think that Kazakowski knows he's winning. Like, it feels
G4.
G4. Oh wow.
Inspired by yesterday.
G4.
But it probably doesn't work. Yeah.
But it's a check.
Yeah. Now I have.
Not enough. It's slow. Doesn't really mean that G4 might not be a move. Alright. I'm gonna ask our dearest friend. Oh!
Bishop E2 is.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
look at these
cool.
two moves.
Yeah.
Okay. So option number 1. Bishop E2, but not for the reasons we think.
Yeah.
The reason is Knight F6. What? What?
I'm a piece off. No.
Yeah, like why would
checkmate?
you go there? Like, I understand it looks interesting, but
Like, I think you just stop calculating here, right? You're like, there
I
is
don't
no
know,
checkmate.
like, and the engine says D7.
Yes.
That's good. D7, Rook D8, and Queen D6. There's no way Kazakowski didn't play this. And the line continues with Bishop E4. You're still down a piece, and the engine says, just play Rook E1, and you're winning. I mean, that's the difference between engines and humans. So this is not going to happen. And the second choice is a bit more spectacular.
Yeah.
It's Knight H7. I mean, the knight was on F7. Yeah. Now he goes back. He plays Knight H7. And the idea is if black takes, I mean, this is pretty easy to understand. Rook F7, trade the queens, take on D7, dominate the position.
Yeah.
So we can understand it. But the point is after Knight H7, black can include Bishop E4. Bishop E4. Okay. Probably take, now it's the same. Actually, Knight H7 is a very human move. Like, it comes with very concrete ideas.
Well, you want to go to F6, right?
Yeah, you want to go to F6.
Do something concrete now.
Yeah, so this enables Queen D5 or Bishop D5 or Knight F6. Yeah, so it's something forcing. The only thing.
Oh, he played it, yeah.
No. Oh wait, he did play it.
Yeah.
He did play it. Yeah. Found it. Yeah, I was about to say, the only thing is if he sees it or not. Yeah. So very often it's like, either you see the move or you don't see the move. Yeah. Like, you have to have this great imagination. And we can confirm Valerie has a great imagination.
Yeah. But I'm sure black definitely missed it, right? Because he played H7, H6, the previous move, so he was thinking, okay, my pawn is not an issue, you have to move away.
Yeah, maybe he didn't really have anything better, I don't know. No, maybe this Bishop E4. But yeah, we'll all right. Spectacular move, Knight H7. I'm quite a bit surprised that the engine doesn't like to give it a double exclam move. Actually, I think there's a way to fix it.
Probably.
Let me just try to find the mouse first.
Yeah. So now you got your brilliancy that you were waiting for yesterday.
No, but it's a great move.
No, it is, yeah.
It's really a great move. It deserves. Yeah, King H7, Rook F7, Rook D7. And even this line, like King H7, Rook F7, King G8, I trade the queens, I take on D7, and black is like, I'm up a pawn. But it all that matters that I'm having a lot of piece activity. The knight on E8 is stuck and the pawn on D6
rook is coming to help as well. And
yeah.
And it's definitely he evaluated this position.
Alright. Big moves here. So Sebastian Bogner on the second board. He is also playing one of the tournament favorites. He sacrificed a piece.
Weird happened here. Or how did we get here?
Yeah, we saw Rook D5. Knight C4, Queen G5, and he did find Bishop E5.
Okay, nice, yeah.
Yeah, we talked about this. This was the best move. Except that Queen E5, Queen H5 was played. Check, and of course black
Oh, the rook is...
keeps the queens.
Yep. And now it looks like spear check.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. What I really love is that GMs very often they're very concrete. And when you look at the position, you think like, oh, in most positions, 2 minor pieces, they should be better than the rook. Yeah, but I'm afraid not. Like, it's very concrete. And concretely here, the White King is exposed. The White's army is completely disconnected. And the only thing that can say Lelma here is Black's low time situation. Because Black here has 3 minutes. It feels like it's very close. Knight g5, a great move.
Yeah, makes sense. I think maybe I have to go like 92. 92 I'm still getting. Yeah, I try to protect one threat, but you have too many threats.
Also, the queen on h5 is completely disconnected.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was a really great move. And I think here Lelma just needed one move. To consolidate the position, but knight g5 shuts the door, excludes the queen. I think here, yeah, this looks completely crushing. Queen f3 is a big threat. The knight on f1 is hanging. I don't believe this is salvageable.
Yeah. I mean, I think I have to try knight d2.
Knight e2 here, yeah?
Yeah,
there could be even some slow moves, like rook d8, but I think I'm looking for the kill, like knight e4 check. Oh wait, I blundered the knight. Sorry.
Yeah, I can take it. You don't have to.
Takes. Yeah, first, of course, you give a check, and there's definitely a mate. That's a mate. That's a mate. That's a mate. Not very difficult.
Yep.
All right. So Bogner is gonna win.
Yeah. Then knight d2 doesn't work. Then you really can't protect against the other threats.
Oh, there's some big news actually in the game of Ilia Heighten against Kanan, and we can hit that game because Kanan has misplayed things. And we could be seeing a surprise. So this is the current position when we left it a couple of moves ago. But first, let's try to understand what's going on here. Black is having only 1 minute and 36 seconds on the clock on a position where White is the one with some activity.
Yeah. So the c pawns got traded somehow? Probably on b5.
Yeah. But what we're seeing here first, we're seeing that Black is going for some aggressive counterplay, which we already know according to the bar it doesn't work. And I'm gonna roll back a bit. The moment we left it here. a5, a4, b5.
Oh, this we didn't decide. We were thinking about some c5 ideas.
Yeah, it tactically does not work. And why? The point
let's
is...
start with... Yeah, if you take, then you go a4, and I'm... But... Okay, I still have rook d1, I guess.
Rook d1. Right. Maybe he just blundered the move. Like, I think his idea is completely understandable. He wants to sacrifice the pawn to play a4. The knight on b3 is defending the bishop. So, yeah, a takes on b4 and rook d1. Also, I'm thinking there could be some ideas that White can use the b pawn for some strength. How about I play something like this? Just an idea. I'm not even sure it works.
You give me a piece, I'll take the piece.
Yeah. Like, my idea was I wanted to do this. Like, I want to play b7, bishop b5. But of course, I see you can play knight e2. Probably. Oh wait, I'm wrong. So this was the original idea: b7, rook b8, and bishop b5.
Yep. And this winning. That's it.
Again, background issues. So White here has some ideas. And let me check what our dearest Silicon Beast is saying. Yeah, actually, a takes on b5, a4, not rook ad1, but rook fd1.
Yeah.
Which I think it's a very human. And a takes on b3, you just take it.
And there is no checkmate, right? You take on knight g4, you later go.
Take it here. Oh!
No, I think you are blundering something.
Oh.
There must be something. And h5. This is what I was thinking, but maybe...
No, not like this.
h5. Yep.
F5.
And then you go h6 if I go... 7. Yeah, that's nice.
And this is how it ends.
Yep.
And this is how it ends. Rook h1 is killing. Okay.
This is actually a cool variation to calculate. Like, you want to make those mates work, right?
Right.
So it's possible to calculate it.
So what was it? Takes, rook d1, takes, captures. You have to include bishop f6.
Okay, yeah.
And I think I'm gonna play...
What is this end game exactly?
You might not be able to do this. I was thinking like rook d8. Can you stop my b pawn?
Try.
Ah, you can.
And my king is fast enough.
Yeah, maybe I was a bit too fast. Oh, look at this.
Oh,
I cut
cool.
off your king.
Yeah, that's cool.
I cut off the king. So the only thing, this, you cannot take it. There's b2, b6, check. Here, b7, bishop d6. What wins?
Yeah.
What wins? So the entire counterplay of Kanan is destined to fail. And he did it himself. Like, there was no need to do this. It's like pretty much the same as Rychagov's blunder in one. So I think by now Kanan sees rook d1. He definitely sees, like, oh no, what did I do?
From Ilia's perspective, I think, like, you're thinking about the options, and you do want to take the pawn, right? Like, and then it's already easier to see the refutation that it doesn't work.
Yeah, I mean, how else do you play? Because indeed, so unfortunately for Kanan, like, White is going to figure it out.
Yeah.
Like, the threat is 8x and b5, f4. Exactly. So what do you do? What do you do? I mean, you don't want to take on f6 because then Black has a dominating position. And I think he's going to figure out at some point you have to play rook d1, so it's not really that difficult.
Yeah, like maybe you'll try to go rook d1 immediately, or like you can think about going rook d1 immediately, but...
Yeah, but rook d1 immediately, I can play bx and a4.
Yeah. Oh.
No, I think here Black is fine.
Yeah, Black is fine.
So it's got to be 8x and b5. I'm a bit surprised to see that he hasn't yet played. Like, what are the odds that Ilia doesn't yet see the sequence? Is it difficult? I don't think so. Like, it's I think it's very straightforward. It could be that something else is taking away his attention.
Mm-hmm.
Like, maybe he's looking at 8x on b5 and b6, which, by the way, is also a very tempting line.
Yeah.
And he's trying to calculate until the very end. 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Clock is ticking.
Because he has been thinking quite a while right now.
Yeah, like 3-4 minutes already.
Yep. Which, okay, it's not a lot of time, but like if you have 4 minutes left and thinking for 3.
Yeah, he's like spending a lot of time already. All right, let's stay to this game.
Yep.
Could be a pretty big upset in the making. But these early rounds are really tough. Like, we saw Nikita Rychagov blundering the queen in one move, like out of thin air.
Mm-hmm.
The position was completely safe. We'll see. So, yeah, this entire weird plan with the French defense, bishop d3, it kind of worked.
Yeah, at least maybe his plan was to get Toivo low on time, and
he did it.
Yeah.
But 1 minute for White.
Yeah.
I am not so confident anymore.
Okay, see? This is the move I was like, okay, if you're not sure if it works, you go to rook d8, rook d1.
How did he not find it?
You trust it? Toivo?
Wow.
But yeah, no, it is weird. Or maybe...
I mean, you see the maneuver rook d1. How do you not find that you take on b5 and then you play rook d1?
Yeah. But I'm sure Toivo saw it already.
He definitely saw it. I can imagine how he felt like right now. I mean, we don't have it on the camera, so as soon as Ilia played rook f1, he was like...
I mean, he made the next move in like
he's
two
like
seconds,
so
he's,
relieved immediately. Definitely. I can sense what's going on there. Like, Toy was like, what's going on? Okay, I'll take it, of course. I think he was already, kicking himself, maybe built a poker face. Now there's no need for you to show the poker face. Bx and f4, of course, was played.
Okay, he's thinking.
Did he want to play rook a4? Really? And he missed knight b2? Don't tell me this.
Oh.
Do not tell me this. He want to play rook a4.
Yeah. Oh. Maybe he just wants to do a draw.
Yeah, that's a very logical assumption. Yeah.
And if you're
Why
playing
play
against-
for a win when you can make a draw? The draw is the perfect result.
Exactly. And then it can make sense that like you're not even looking for the win. You're like, okay, see, I calculate this, I can simplify, it's a draw, it's good, it's fine.
So you're saying he trusted Kanan?
Yeah, so, yeah.
All right. Now the position is somehow balanced, but Kanan then definitely feels motivated to continue. It's like you escape a certain death. And when you have this feeling, you feel invincible.
Yeah.
Very often. When your opponent misses some major thing, you definitely feel invincible at that moment. Yeah. So rook a4 is played. Let me check very quickly what else is going on. There's some results incoming on top boards. Kazakowski has defeated Artem Tolmachov. Sebastian Bogner is victorious over Henry Lelma. Nikita Meshkov capitalized on the extra queen against Nikita Rychagov, who blundered it in one move. Thomas Laurusas beat Alexei Sadamovich. This is something we discussed. Then we have the game board number 6. Hagen, Puch, the German Grandmaster against Akaki Shalamberidze. He is the one pressing with the black color. And then we have some board still on board number 8, where Rao Sharan from India has a commanding position against Nilo Nisinen. But most of the leaders have finished their games.
Do you think they're now just simplifying, agreeing to a draw, or?
No, I mean, I would definitely play it on.
Okay.
Like, I think that for me, there's no risk. And I would consider myself the stronger blitz player.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't really say immediately you jump in, this is such a dead draw because it's 3 versus 3. It's an unbalanced position. We still have the knights on the board.
Yep.
So with the rooks, of course, with the rooks there's no question. But with the knights, I think I'm going to play.
Okay.
I think I will play.
So like rook d1, knight d3.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
some
rook
threats.
d1, knight d3 stuff. So let's put it this way. Let's say rook d1, king h2, and knight h3. I just want to see how do you react to this.
It's easy to get some checkmate as well, right?
Yeah, like for example, like this. Yeah, I could go here. I could go here. Okay, I mean,
G4 is probably.
yeah, I'm pretty sure you're gonna figure it out, but I can still give it a try.
Yeah.
Also for white could try to do the same, somehow get the knight on f5, which is a great outpost here. Of course, I mean, objectively the position remains balanced, but it continues.
With 1 minute, I think Taiwo definitely is a better blitz player, and Ilia can get nervous, like
Right.
time trouble.
Do you think he saw what he missed?
Later, I don't think so.
No?
Yeah, because they played those moves so fast. So I think he didn't have time to process
Right.
what could have been, and now it's a lot different already. So, which is probably a good thing for him. That
Yeah, sometimes it's better you don't know.
yeah,
It's better you don't know, yeah, because when you know, you don't feel really well
yeah.
about it. All right, so this game is heading to most likely a peaceful outcome, but it's not yet a dead draw. Let's maybe check the board number 6.
Yep.
Akaki Shalamberidze is playing against Hagen Puch.
Okay, so they did exchange the queens.
Can you find it? And black still has the extra pawn. He's been having it for quite a while. So what just happened here? There was a rook trade. So this is the current position. Here. He played rook c5. Oh, I don't like this. King d2, rook g1, rook
Get the
a1.
pawn back, yeah.
How on earth do you stop it? The pawn on h3 is... it doesn't matter. I mean, black cannot create a pass pawn.
Maybe he didn't want to allow white to go like rook c7, so he thought he should.
Yeah, but I mean, you have like 11 minutes.
Yeah.
You have like 11
You
minutes
should
here,
say,
and king
for sure.
e1, I would have thought some some king f6, rook b5, a5, and he played it so quickly. This rook c5. King d2 is played, and now white has a very easy plan. So of course you improve your pieces.
Yep.
So what was that black missed? Of course not rook c5 here. Some other move. I think I would just play something like rook b5. Like very quickly looking at this.
Yeah, I'll go to
rook c7, I would just play a5. It just looks very natural to me. Takes and king f6. And you go here, I take on b2. This pawn doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Unless I somehow blunder a mate. This has gotta be a win.
Going, yes.
Very, very strange mistake. Like, I don't understand it. Yes, this rook c5. Yeah, maybe he just forgot that white can activate rook on g3. He thought that white's gonna be sitting passive, and now there's all the time in the world to think about your choices. All right, quite a big miss. Yeah, it really hurts, you know. I can tell from Black's perspective, because imagine this. It's sometimes, not sometimes actually, quite a few times, it works like this. You work very hard the entire game.
Yeah.
You build up. You create some real chances. And at the wrong moment, you rush. It's gone.
Yeah. Yep.
All your 5-hour work out of the window.
And chess is a cruel game.
Chess
the
is a very
only
cruel
person
game.
you can blame is yourself, right? So.
Yeah. But, I mean, he had the time. He had the time. Yeah, this rook c5 is very difficult to explain. Like, I guess he thought that white cannot move the rook because the pawn is under attack, and now he sees. Like, the pawn on h3 doesn't matter at all.
Yeah.
Huge miss by Perch here. What else are we seeing? So the game of Kanan against Ilia, Wolf Heighten still continues. Maybe let's check board number 8.
Yeah, let's go there. We haven't checked this one at all.
Yeah. An international master from India.
He's also played one of these previous editions, not last year, but the one before that.
So what you would be saying is that if somebody comes to the Keres Memorial, there's a very big likelihood they're going to come back again.
Yeah, I mean,
so
that's
just
what
like
we
the
work
tournament.
for, yeah. Although there are also a lot of new players, but yeah, if you're coming from India, you probably did like it, right?
Yeah. All right. Okay, what do we see here? White has a very nice bishop pair.
2 bishops, yes.
Very annoying
like
pin.
Yeah.
So at least white can already take on e6 and collect the pawn on a7, but since the spin is going nowhere,
Yeah. Probably
I think I can do more.
Yep.
Where's the kill? I think this is also the position where I'm often like looking, okay, there's got to be a way to finish off the opponent, because also look at this. Black just played the last move with only 2 seconds on the clock. So you just want to get this thing done.
Yep.
And I don't think you want you really to go for this. Like takes, captures. Okay, this is even worse because I'm going to drop the bishop,
right.
most likely. But I think you're looking for something far more clear.
Okay, can I do something aggressive? I'll go g4.
I think the move b4.
b4. He wanted to take. Okay, I don't think that queen c5 was a threat, but maybe he wanted.
Just
Take
in
the
case.
Space, yeah.
Take a random move.
Yep.
Maybe not so random.
I mean, it definitely does improve the position.
Black plays g6. We could see g4 here, keeping the tension. I think that white does need to be a bit careful about weakening the king, not to blunder some perpetuals. Like queen d8 and queen d1, so again it's going to be very concrete. Maybe you can play g4, but you need to watch out for the weakening.
Yeah,
okay.
I need to be sure that on e6 it's strength.
I'm also not really sure if g takes in the 5 is a threat. Like I can take with the queen in the 5. X takes, yeah, but
then maybe I can take b4. Or
Yeah, you're right.
Mm.
Takes, and maybe queen b4.
You don't have the 3 attackers anymore. No.
Look at that. Black has 31 seconds on the clock. Let me tell you a story, Margaret. So this was about, I think we need the remote.
Yeah.
Our dearest monitor is gonna switch off. So I was once playing in, there was this Four Nations event in Oslo? It was Oslo, I think. Yeah, like 15 years ago. So Team Latvia, for some reason, decided to participate in a Four Nations event. So there was like England, Norway, Latvia, and whichever fourth country, I don't remember.
Very interesting combination, but...
Yeah, anyway. Yeah, like we decided to participate in. And it was a mix of men and women in the team. It's a pretty unique format. And one of our women players, Tatiana Voronova, now she's a very accomplished coach. Yeah, I'm not sure she's still coaching. She used to, at least. And she was playing this game on increment. And every single move, she makes the next move, she has less time on the clock. So all of us, we were watching in horror. Because we need her to make a draw so that we win the match. And she's making with 5 seconds on the clock, gets extra 30 seconds. Next time she makes with 4 seconds, with 3 seconds. You see where I'm going, right? Then she makes a move with 1 second on the clock, and we're dying there. we cannot watch, right? And then the next unthinkable thing happened. And I have never ever seen this in my life. So she's about to make the move. She's about to flag. She makes the move, and the clock says 30 seconds.
Wow. Is that even possible?
As a little break.
So you probably had to have like less than 0.5 seconds left, right?
As a little break. She got exactly 30 seconds on the clock. And everyone, oh my goodness. Yeah, like nobody could watch. We would lose the match. I think we would lose it, not even win, yeah? And the opponent really... no, you did not flag. And I don't remember how she played it, but we were like completely emotionally exhausted. So anyway, why I'm mentioning this, because I'm seeing this 31 second, 32 seconds for Black. Some people really like to play an increment, but for me, this is usually the source of some drama.
Yeah, and I think it's like way worse to look at it.
Yeah.
If you're playing, okay, it's panic for sure, but to look at it, it's way worse, especially team events.
Have you ever wanted, to kick your teammate's chair?
Yeah, kind of, yes.
Kind of, yeah, opponent is thinking, and the clock is like ticking, and 5, 4, just come on, move, yeah, but you cannot do that. Yeah, I definitely had the urge, I gotta say.
We definitely also, in our Estonian women's team, I think most of us are thinkers, so sometimes you just look at the games and everyone is playing an increment. It's not nice.
Right. All right. Okay. So White is still having a very nice position after x on e6 was played. So where's the idea? I suppose there's going to be some trades. I think they're going to go for the endgame.
Yeah, maybe now it's just a better version of it. Right?
Yeah. You take on a7, you play a5. Let me maybe, as soon as I'm going to find the mouse. Somewhere here. So I think now you can take it. You can take it. You can go here. And you can play a5.
Yeah.
So, should be winning. Should be winning somehow. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a right corner as well on the other side. So.
Right. Yeah, also pretty important.
Might be very important.
Might be important, yeah. That's a good trait. Immediately spot things on the other side of the board. So that's the game, which is still continuing. Ilia Vovka against Kanan, and has finished in a draw. So the Finnish international master, one of the tournament favorites, escaped a certain bullet. And
we're gonna continue.
Right. Maybe we could go to once again back to Akaki Shalambaridze's game against Hagen Puch and see what's happening here. All right. What do we okay,
so White got the pawn back, yeah?
Yeah, white got the pawn back, but not in a way I would have imagined.
Yeah, not the pawn we would have thought, right?
Yeah, so it was, we left it here. Here, that makes sense.
Oh, so he did that one.
E1, okay, why not? Okay. Okay. It's a bit strange. I think that white is like playing very safe. I would have thought that here you could just play king c2.
Yeah.
But apparently Akagi saw nothing wrong with his position because it's again very concrete. He's about to play a 4.
Yeah.
So why not? Why not create yourself a pass pawn?
Yeah, okay, with black, you have to take it kind of now. Yeah.
Yeah, and he did. So the only hope black here has that he has a bit more time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but white's position already super safe. Like, even if he's not ambitious, put the rook behind a pawn. Some rook a7. So it's a pretty big miss for Poch, like this rook c5 he played. I think this game is heading to a draw. As you can see, some of the tournament favorites are dropping points already in the second round. So no easy rounds for anyone.
The board 8 is the only other one.
Yeah, board 10 maybe.
Board 10
I'll just check very quickly.
Yeah, because this one we haven't looked at all.
Yeah.
So
and we unfortunately cannot follow every single game, and we try to focus on the ELO favorites. Okay, what is this? We have
weird endgame a little bit.
weird endgame.
Yeah.
Artur Chibuchian from Armenia, Grandmaster. He's playing against Vilius Rudskis from Lithuania.
I'm another young player, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I will check, but
I don't know. Like we saw so many talents from Lithuania. Yeah, the logic was
2007. So he's 18. Not yet,
all right,
but still young.
Still a young, talented player. But anyway, here the Grandmaster seems he's the one who is pressing for the win. He has a beautiful rook on the 7th rank, the knight on f6. I think you also want to find a way to activate your king, maybe keep the pawn in h3 alive, which, by the way, begs the question, is this pawn not under attack?
Yes, and your rook as well, right? So.
And the rook as well.
Okay, maybe I'll go rook to h7, yeah? I have my own threats.
I think I'll have to play rook d8.
Yep.
Not so clear, by the way. Yeah, it says it's about balance, but...
Yeah, he went for the d6 pawn.
Yeah, I think he just realized the pawn in h3 cannot be saved. His strength lies on the queen side, so he wants to activate the pieces.
Yeah.
G-pawn goes nowhere. The pawn in h7 probably is going to drop anyway. I like the move. Like, it's a nice move.
Yeah, if you're playing with black, I
think you have to take
have to take the pawn, right?
Yeah. I think you have to.
Dropping the other one.
I'm not really sure if white wants to take the pawn. Oh, this pawn. Yeah, but this also suggests that white will be able to eliminate the pawn on c6, put the rook back on c7.
Yeah.
So white's position definitely is to be preferred. Like Engine says, white has a tiny advantage, but I would choose white all day long.
Yeah, for sure. Also, it's safe. Like, if he wants to, he can do a draw at any point, basically. So
yeah.
Definitely wants to press a little bit first.
36 seconds. So this is also the moment when all the players are entering severe time scramble.
They're not getting any more time, extra time after move 40, so
yeah,
they need to deal with it.
Bishop c4, I think takes and put the rook back on c7. I mean, technically you could ignore the pawn on c6. Technically, like it's not really.
But then why should you?
I mean, just to win some tempos. Like, I could do that. I could play like h4, king e3, king b4, king c5.
Okay.
But I think it's just a safe move. Ah, wait. Rook c6 is king f7. Or even king e7, you're letting the king out.
Okay.
So it does make sense to ignore the pawn. Not really such an easy decision on seconds. Like, I think that he would take on c6 and play rook c7 instantly.
Yeah.
But if not for king f7, so he has to value this. But maybe black's not going to pick up. Like king f7 or king e7 is a pretty difficult move. There you go.
Oh.
King g3, going for activity. I like that. With 1 second.
Okay, what if I try to now actually protect the pawn, so...
Bishop d5.
Yeah.
So let's just put it on the board. Bishop d5. I'm going to go here.
Now I'd really need my rook.
Yeah.
But I also don't think I can sacrifice the a pawn.
Okay, let's be greedy.
Greedy and very slow.
I go here. You cannot play rook b8, that's a fork.
Yeah. Okay, luckily at least f7 mate is protected with the bishop after you take e6 at some point, so...
Right. Looks very scary.
Yeah, for sure.
And we have moves. King... No, wait, king g3 was played, but black is not... Wait, what's the move?
White's time?
Bishop b6, yeah.
Okay.
So black is not going to hold on to the pawn.
Okay, that also makes sense. If now you take c6, I'm still coming out with my king.
And I think he also enables rook b8.
Yeah.
Stopping 97 fork.
Mm-hmm.
h4 is played.
Okay, so now do I go a6, try to keep that pawn, and then activate the rook?
I think you activate it immediately, like you have no time.
I have no time.
Yeah, you have to activate. Like, this is a, I think, textbook play. You don't want to be passive in a time scramble. Of course, the pawn on a7 is... Oh, rook c8.
Oh, that's a nice move.
So it's a part of a larger plan to go for the c-pawn push. Look at that. This could get really exciting really quick.
Yeah. Okay, because if I take in 7, which I guess I have to do, right? Otherwise...
Black has a lot of easy moves incoming. But wait a second, you still need to watch out for some checkmate. Maybe there's no mate.
Yeah, where's there?
For black, the best part is this position is very easy to play. Yeah, like these moves are c5, c4, c3, c2. It's very easy.
You have no other plan, right?
No other
you
plan.
You really have to do that.
Yeah. And now, white is the one who has to come up with some non-easy moves. Also, notice there's no perpetual check.
Anymore, yeah?
At h7, king e8, and out of 6 is king d8.
Okay, so it's easy to get nervous with white as well, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Especially if you always thought that I can bail out whenever I need to.
Right.
It's fine, I'm pushing, but now black actually has some serious threats. Getting to the queen himself.
3 seconds, 2 seconds, rook h7. And this is a very cautious move.
Okay.
I think he wants to trade the rooks.
And
I could already play rook c6. Avoiding the rook trade. Stopping, by the way, a6 pawn from rolling forward.
Yeah,
rook c6.
Rook c6 makes sense.
Very human. I mean, objectively, of course, the position remains a draw because white can play like knight d4, knight c3 whenever he wants. But there's a chance we might see more than a draw here.
Yep.
From either player. Rook c6 is on the board. Laurusas is playing really well.
Now you don't really want to go back with your knight as well, right? It's been a good knight on f6. You don't really want to put it on c3, where its only job is to protect the pawn, or like protect against the pawn going forward. So.
10 seconds. 5 seconds. 3 seconds. 2 seconds. 1 second. Nice. Rook b7. I suppose he wants to play rook b6. For example, if you play c4, I play rook b6. Takes, and now this pawn is rolling somewhere.
Yeah,
I suppose nowhere. still could get very sharp. Like, I'm not really sure how the game's gonna finish.
Yeah, because calculating all the pawn races with 30 seconds.
Yeah, this is where you have to, like, you have to calculate things very precisely.
Yeah.
And I think this is also one of the most important qualities of any competitive player. Calculate quickly, precisely, in a time scramble. And this very often makes all the difference. Like, you can be a fantastic player until a time scramble. It's a completely different game then. Yeah, you have to keep the nerves. Black plays c4. 4 seconds only had on clock.
Yeah, but maybe it's kind of forced. Like, what else do you do if you don't go rook d6, right? You also don't want to put your rook in front of the pawn. So.
Yeah, rook b6 is played.
You have to take it, because otherwise the bishop is hanging, so...
Yeah, and that's what happens. I think black's gonna play c3.
No, you have...
Oh, wait, b7. Yeah, sorry.
Bishop
c8 is necessary. And then he wants to play c3. We might see knight e7, knight c5. Also, I think king f4, king e3 makes perfect sense to keep the pawn in check.
But then my king is coming.
Yeah,
so.
It's also going here.
I mean, probably objectively it should be a draw. We should be able to liquidate, and then either side has the chance to sacrifice the piece wherever they need to for the last remaining pawn, but...
Yeah, I think that's what we are seeing. So white is also trying not to burn the bridges. King e7, king d6 is incoming. Just to give you an update, the game of Shalom Beridze against Hagenpoich has finished in a draw.
It did look like Akaki was quite content with.
He managed to hold this confidently. Rao Sharan still has a winning position against Nilom and Nissenen on board number 8. So this is one of the last remaining games on the top boards.
Yep. I'm a little bit surprised that Black is thinking for so long. Is it like king e7?
Maybe he wants to play c3 first, and then play king e7. King e7.
Because you can include c3 later as well.
Yeah. All right. So, while this game is heading to a logical outcome, we can estimate how did this round finish. I think mostly the results were as expected.
Yeah, and also some very quick games, right?
Yeah, like big surprise was Nikita Rychagov blundering the queen in 1 against Nikita Meshkov, but still Elo favorite won the game. Bogner and Kazakowski played very nice games. Ilia Vovk missed a major opportunity against Kanan, and like we thought it was pretty clear, but yet he did not figure it out. Alexei Stomachovs lost in a crushing fashion against Laurusas, so Laurusas is in a great shape. And then some of the tournament higher-rated players have dropped points, like Hagen Puch and Jan Samuel Kostov already gave away half a point. I think this game is heading to a logical outcome, which is most likely a draw. And I think, dear viewers, we are going to finish the broadcast of the second round. So maybe some final words, Margaret?
Yeah, like I'm looking at the results, and I think already next round we're going to have very strong players against each other. So we'll be back in a few hours.
Yeah, we're going to be back like in 3 hours, more or less.
Yep.
So, dear viewers, hope you enjoyed it, and stay tuned with round 3 of Keres Memorial in 3 rounds. So, thank you for watching and your positive feedback. We'll be seeing you with more action here